You're watching the UAC on ESPN. Welcome into a beautiful day in Stephenville, Texas. It has been a special year. Tarleton State 10-1 on the season, bringing in Austin Peay, one of the best teams in the UAC, and they are playing for a lot today as they get together with Tarleton State on their senior day. Welcome inside at Memorial Stadium with former K-State linebacker Heckma Harrison. I'm John Little. Katie Goodman will be along in just a moment. And this is a great matchup because you've got
all right, gentlemen, welcome to the game today. Here's our coin. Decided with the horse will be heads.
The UAC if things break their way today. A lot to play for.
Hey, and bubble teams are dangerous. And Coach Todd Whitten, when we talked to him this week, he was wary of that and did not want any lit downs for his team like they had at ACU.
Well, I love this matchup. A great run defense on the Austin Peay side against the rushing offense of Tarleton State. And for Austin Peay, Montrez Smith, a freshman, has led the way.
Hey, he plays the linebacker position the right way. He is a big play waiting to happen at all times. Always downhill is Montrez Smith Jr., but he can also take it away from you, as you see with those 3 interceptions.
For Tarleton State, it just seems like they've got a bevy of running backs. One goes down, another steps up. Last week, it was Tylen Hines.
Yeah, Tylen Hines is the one, and this guy has a lot of motion. And one of the things that they saw from him in the spring, he earned the starting position, got hurt in the first game. That was bad luck, but the good luck was last week he showed why he earned the starting job.
Well, with more on why today is a special one in Stephenville, the third member of our crew, Katie Goodman.
It's senior night here in Memorial Stadium. 40 different seniors to be celebrated here tonight. I had a chance to speak with Todd Whitten, Tarleton State's head coach. He had mentioned that there are more seniors than there are starting positions on the field. It's a tough time with the transfer portal, guys coming in and out, leaving as they please. But the guy who really popped off the page for him, Daniel Greek, a transfer in from Mississippi State University, had expected to be the starting quarterback, ended up as backup. And has just really been the culture guy that this team has needed. Steps up when he needs to, selfless when he needs to, has the whole team really buying in. And so it really says so much about him that he has stayed all the way through his senior year here to represent. The few times he has started has done a really great job, has been unbeaten. So again, he is in that backup role, but when he does get the chance, really incredible. So it says so much about Tarleton State that he is able to do what he does, and about the culture here and guys wanting to stay even in their senior year with the transfer portal.
Katie Goodman, thank you so much. And Tarleton State kicks off to begin the game with an 8-mile-an-hour wind behind them. Coming out of the north, it is a gorgeous day. Could not ask for better. 68 degrees for a senior day start for the Tarleton State Texans, coming in as the number 5 team in the nation. But Austin Peay, they have been excellent this season. Second year under Jeff Ferris, and Chris Parson, their starting quarterback, has been a revelation. Formerly of Mississippi State, the dual threat guy, has been 4-time UAC Offensive Player of the Week.
Hey, you called it just right, man. He is a dual threat guy. He can also get it done with not only his legs, his arm. Kid out of Duncanville, Texas. It's a bit of a homecoming for him.
It is. He also played at Red Oak, just a little south of Duncanville. And the quarterback run game right off the bat for Parson. And you get an idea of why this dude is so good. Bashing through defenders, down the sideline. Parson glides out of bounds into Tarleton State territory, all the way down for a 51-yard run to the 24.
Well, hello, Mr. Parsons. This is what you call an introduction. Boom! Right there, putting a guy on his pockets, and then a little stare down at the end of this, at the end of the run.
Not only is Chris Parson obviously the leading passer for the team, 2,700 yards, he's their leading rusher with that run, 600 yards on the dot this year. Trying to make a statement early on against one of the best teams in the country, and Parson going to go to work again. Great zone blocking up front. Stiff arm inside the 15, nearly wiggled free, as it is a 10-yard gain and a first down.
Here's the thing, I'm sure for Coach Nix, he has talked to his team ad nauseum this week about these legs from Parsons. He has a spy on him back there, but even with a spy, you're still not able to help yourself. Ty Rawls is probably asking himself what is going on in these first couple of minutes of this game.
Chris Parson has showed up trying to lead Austin Peay to the playoffs. A win here at Tarleton State would assure them of that. With 8 in the box, Parson going to the air. The fade route left side in the end zone. Backpedaling grab is made for the touchdown. Shamar Kirk and a three-play drive. Chris Parson hooks up with Kirk to make it 6-0. What a start for the Governors.
John, I don't think you could start any better than what the Governors just started here. The two big runs from Chris Parsons, and then he delivers the mail on that last throw. Oh my God, an incredible start. Shamar Kirk is probably sitting there like, boy, this is what we've been waiting for.
For Parson, it is touchdown pass number 20 of the season to go along with 12 rushing scores. Shamar Kirk leads the team in touchdown receptions and receptions overall with 8 catches on the year. They've got a great kicker, one of the best in the league in Carson Smith. He tacks on the extra point. And just a little over a minute in, Austin Peay delivers.
Man, this is, like I said, a great start. And look at Parsons just surveying that defense. And he got one-on-one coverage on the outside, and they just catch him asleep at the wheel. No better way to start than the way that they did right there. Chris Parsons, incredible.
7-0 advantage, and Jeff Ferris has his team ready to play. It's his second year. They had a fantastic season back in 2023, winning the UAC with a 6-0 record. Lost their coaching staff to El Paso after that, going to UTEP. But Jeff Ferris came in, had a 4-8 season last year, made an immediate statement early in this season by beating Middle Tennessee, an FBS program, right off the bat. And really, the Governors have not let off the gas ever since.
No, they haven't. You talk about their defense, and when we talk about their offense a lot, and how, you know, how impactful they've been all season. But guess what? That defense is about to come on the field. It's pretty good also.
It certainly is. Tarleton State unbeaten at home, and Austin Peay has not won against an FCS program on the road this season. But for Austin Peay, we take you back to the second week of their season against number 3 Georgia. Okay, they lost 28-6, but they held down the Bulldogs in this game to 28 points. They were forcing the issue against the Bulldogs. And
I think that's what was so eyebrow-raising about that performance. Everyone expected for the Dogs to put at least 70 on them in that first home game.
Well, that's what an SEC team is supposed to do to a team from the FCS, right? Between the hedges especially. Not that day, and that is an example of why Austin Peay believes they can win here against the number 5 team in the country. Victor Gabales out of the gun, healthy, standing, going deep over the middle, and had his man wide open, Peyton Kramer, but he drops it at the 45-yard line. Those two, the roommates, have hooked up over and over again this season.
That's the right play. You got a post route right there, and Kramer just drops it. And he's as sure-handed as any wide receiver they have on this roster.
Yeah, there's no doubt they'll go back to Peyton Kramer again. You see the numbers there for Victor Gabales, and he missed 3 starts this season, about 3.5 games. He's been monstrous. 22 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. Tylen Hines coming out of the backfield as the running back. Gabales spins out, trying to do his best Chris Parson impersonation. It's not 51, but it's a nice gain of 7 yards to the 32. Leaves a 3rd and 3.
Hey, that's a great block on the far side over there, and I believe that's Trayvon West. And you see it right here. Victor Gabales, he is trying to keep his eyes up the field, but the pressure is getting to him. And again, you see 19, he just dirks a guy on the outside to bring up 3rd and short.
Those wide receiver blockers, so important. Yes, and Trayvon West in motion, the pop pass out in front to him. Trying to turn the corner, and he does. 40-yard line, midfield. Trayvon West bounced out of bounds at the 44-yard line. First down for the Texans.
You know, that'll count just the same as a pass right there from Victor Gabales to Trayvon West. But you see right here, this is what you call putting on the Jets. As soon as he gets through those defenders, he's trying to walk the dog.
24 yards on the hookup. And down to the 44, Tarleton State trailing Austin Peay 7-0. Again, it's play action. Gabales all day. Cody Jackson is wide open, but just overthrows his intended recipient at the 15-yard line. Cody Jackson has touchdown grabs in 3 of his last 4.
Man, to say that he had a step is understating what Cody Jackson was just about to do. Victor Gabales, who doesn't miss much, especially here at home, just overshot.
One misfire there, the drop pass early. Otherwise, Tarleton State might already be on the board. It's 2nd down and 10, the first offensive drive of the game for Tarleton State. Tylen Hines gets it for the first time, racing to the edge, bounces it outside, free inside the 20. And Tylen Hines picking up where he left off against North Alabama, down to the 11-yard line, 33 yards.
John, that's the wiggle that I'm talking about. You see, initially, he thought he was going to cut it back inside, but then elects to go to the outside and pick up more yards. The blocking was superior up front for the Texans.
Tarleton State, 71% scoring touchdowns inside the red zone this season, 39 of 55 times. From the 11, Gabales tipped away. It may have been tipped by Smith at the line as West went on the skinny post, or rather on the skinny post it was Tierre Young, the intended receiver, 2nd down.
But that's what you got to do from a defensive line perspective. If you can't get pressure, anticipate, get your hands up. Maybe you could tip a pass. We don't pick it up right there, but I believe that's what happened, John.
Either that or really got away from Victor Gabales.
Right.
A handoff and a cutback for Lewis. Lewis with a gash inside the 5 and all the way down to the 3. An 8-yard carry for Caleb Lewis, the 3rd-year transfer, a redshirt senior now after starting his career at Division II Pitt State. Lewis back in the lineup for the 3rd week after missing a couple with an ankle injury. Short yardage now, 3rd and 2 from the 3 for Tarleton State. 10 men in the box. Motion for Jackson. Instead, it's Lewis trying to pick his way right side, and it's number 0, Charles Cruz III, to bring him down. He's wearing the number 0 to honor his fallen teammate, Will Hardrick, this week.
What an honor it is to wear number 0. Everyone knows it. And Cruz, a man on a mission on that drive, just takes Caleb Lewis down with the early penetration.
For Tarleton State, they're at the 2, 4th down and 1, and they bring Daniel Greek into the game as the quarterback back at 6'5". He's been the money man in short yardage situations as the quarterback this season, with a blocking back to his left in Joyner. 4th and 1. Motion by Young. Instead, it's a rollout right for Greek, throwing to the end zone, has a man, touchdown, Dawson Hearn. A different look for Daniel Greek and the offense, and Tarleton State on 4th and 1 delivers 6th touchdown grab of the year by Dawson Hearn.
And what happens is you do so much evaluating through the week, and when you see Daniel Greek come into the game, automatically as a defense, you think this is going to be RPO, design run to Greek. They fool him. They fool him. The tight end is able to get out the back door. Hearn with the touchdown. What a great play design by the Texans.
Do we have a shootout on our hands in Stephenville? Austin Peay jumps out. Tarleton State responds with the touchdown pass from Daniel Greek to Dawson Hearn, and it is on like Donkey Kong in Stephenville. Back in Stephenville, where they love their Texans and they love tight ends on this roster. This was coming into the game. Of the 9 receptions for Dawson Hearn, 5 have gone for touchdowns. Make that 10-6 now. And on the other side, Denny Joyner has been productive too. 5 catches, 3 scores.
You got 2 guys with big bodies, great hands that get it done down in the red zone. But again, dialing it up right there when you got Daniel Greek in the game. Everybody, even the lady serving popcorn, is thinking, oh, this is going to be a Daniel Greek design run, and that doesn't happen.
That's exactly right. For Daniel Greek, his 8th touchdown pass of the season versus just 1 pick. A 9-play, 75-yard drive for Tarleton State. It took a little over 3 minutes. So we're off and running this game that Austin Peay may not have to win to get in. There are those that believe that Austin Peay, even with a loss today to Tarleton State, could squeak into the playoffs, maybe even as the last team in. But for Austin Peay, they would no doubt punch their ticket to the FCS playoffs with a win today over Tarleton State on the road. A tough place to get a victory.
Hey, they're playing like a team that's not leaving it up to anyone else. They're going to take care of their own business here tonight in Stephenville.
Tarleton State would love a top 8 seed, yes, but maybe even more than that, a top 4 seed, depending on what happens out in front of them. We're just underway in Stephenville. It's been a lot of fun with Heckma Harrison and Katie Goodman. I'm John Little. Chris Parson out of the empty set, has a wide open man. Jaden Robinson puts it right on him at the 33, turns upfield to the 34, pushed backward by A.J. Owens and others, in 9-yard gain on first.
You know, Chris Parson is a kid. I called his games in high school. And now I'm here calling his game while he's in college. You know, the one thing that he's kept is that arm. He has a live arm and is not afraid to make throws and is always on time.
Started the state championship game as a freshman for Duncanville. First handoff, this time to Caden Williams, who burrows that right side behind the right guard, Nick Hilliard, and pops across the 35 for a 2-yard gain and a first down. Yeah, Chris Parson was behind Jaquindon Jackson for Duncanville that season. And Jackson, who's now with the Jacksonville Jaguars as a running back after playing at Arkansas and Texas, well, he got hurt, tore his ACL in the state semifinals. And Parson stepped up and made a game of it in the state finals against Galena Park North Shore.
That kid has a great arm.
1st and 10, Parson drifting back, sets up the screen, overthrows his intended receiver, Caden Williams, and I think it was set up well blocking-wise.
That was a misfire by Chris Parson and blocked up very well, as you just said, John, but he just misfired on that throw.
Had Nick Hilliard out in front. 2nd down 10. This Austin Peay team that took only 3 plays to get down the field the first time up. Williams splits out as a running back to the right. A great pass catcher as a running back. So it's an empty set for Parson on 2nd and 10. Parson nothing left, nothing right. Finally, players coming off their blocks as Parson elongates the play, throws on the run, and dots a dime right at midfield to Alex Pell down to the 47-yard line. A gain of 17 and a first down. Pell comes up limping.
He disobeyed all of the rules of football. He's going to his left, throwing back to his right, and I'm telling you, his quarterback coach is probably screaming, no, 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 yes, 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 as he completes that pass.
And Pell having a tough time getting off the field, and especially against this opportunistic Tarleton State defense that picked off 4 passes last week, and they lead all of Division I college football with 35 takeaways on the season and a plus 28 in the turnover margin. Yeah, you got to be careful. But, hey, Chris Parson may not be a normal quarterback. He's got skills that normal FCS quarterbacks just don't bring.
And Coach Tyrone Nix is probably telling his squad right now, guys, just continue to read your keys. This guy, he's an athlete, but sometimes that arrogance will catch you in the end. He's going to give us one. And that's how this Tarleton Texans defense has got to be feeling right now. Look, they're feeling like they're giving up some big yards, but right there, you saw him. They had him flustered. He's scrambling all over the place. Just stay in your lanes. You're bound to get a few.
For Parson, only 4 interceptions thrown this season, though. He has fumbled it a few times. A handoff, and Williams able to cut it back. Big hole for Caden Williams, slipping up the middle. A gain of almost 6 on first down as Austin Peay, a really good offense, averages 34 points a game. That's 18th in the nation.
Well, they're starting out right, man. I think they're doing it in the air and on the ground. And these guys up, Joshua Sales Jr., the left tackle, and Zach Bowden, their left guard, also right there, man, doing a pretty good job.
So on 2nd and 4, motion, and Parson going to keep it. He has a block on the edge. Nice block from his tight end, Jackson Head, and has the first down easily, spilled at the 32 after a 10-yard gain.
And I ask yourself, if you're this Texans defense, even when we think we've read all our keys and we're in the right spots, these guys are blocking it up so well that he's still able to gash them for yards.
Chris Parson, such a special player. Had some huge games this season, including 330 through the air and 2 touchdowns against ACU. He had 6 total touchdowns in a game against North Alabama and was the UAC Offensive Player of the Week that week. One of 4 times he's been named to that distinction. From the 33, first down, low snap. Parson picks it up. Parson escaping, and Parson just tripped up. And Yasir Holmes holds out his hand to say, yeah, I got him. By the shoe tops, a half-yard loss.
Do everything that you can to stop this guy, and that's exactly what you just saw right there. Look, even when he's continuously looking up the field, trying to make a play, when that thing separates and he sees some space, he's going to take off.
Second time in the game, a man down on a knee for Austin Peay, and it's one of the offensive linemen, Harrison Wilkes. Wilkes, a 5th-year senior, is able to get up under his own power. He's been relegated to more of a backup role this season, but has started 22 games over the course of his career and walking off slowly as Austin Peay looks at a 2nd down and a long 10. So for Austin Peay, they've got, yes, Chris Parson, but they've got guys to throw to as well. And their top 2 targets have been money this season. You got Shamar Kirk, a redshirt senior, transfer from Miami. On the other side, another FBS transfer, and Jaden Robinson out of Kennesaw State.
Yeah, these 2 guys on the outside always give them a chance, and Chris Parson trusts these guys, and like you said, they're playmakers.
They've already made plays, 1 each in this one. 2nd down 10 after the Parson no gain on first down. Parson hands it off. And inside the 25-yard line, all the way down to the 22 for a pickup of 11 yards goes Isaiah Groves, a freshman running back that started to get a few more carries late in the season.
And that's what happens when that RPO starts to work. Guys like Groves is able to get off, and right there, he was 5 yards before anyone even touched him.
Austin Peay, kind of like Tarleton State has this year, has used a bunch of different running backs. Caden Williams, Cortland Simmons, Corey Richardson. Javius Bond, who is not available for this game, sometimes lines up in the backfield. Now it's Isaiah Groves. 1st and 10 from the 22. That's Williams in motion. Play action for Parson. Throws it in the flat, and that is complete.
Wow.
Inside the 20. Somehow Williams took it off the turf and races down to the 16. Right now, it would be gain of 6, and there was the line judge right there looking at it.
I mean, does he have spatulas for hands? How did he get underneath this ball? Yeah, he caught that.
It's a pancake like in volleyball, right?
It is exactly what that is. Who knew? We get a volleyball call here.
Yeah, conference championship weekend across the land. 2nd down, a short 5. Inside the red zone again. Parson dancing. Parson free inside the 10. And he doesn't just carry the ball, Heckma. He finishes runs. That's 8 and a first down and goal.
He's 5'11", 224 pounds, so that means he's got some weight, okay? That's not one of your little run-of-the-mill, rinky-dink quarterbacks. And here's the throw again. Yeah, that thing, it's great. They didn't go back.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, that was close.
Yeah. That was my first thought, is that it bounced in, but it did not get reviewed. Our eye in the sky didn't have time to look at it. So 1st and goal from the 8. Parson straight back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Parson has time, though. Throws in the end zone. High point grab. Juggling catch is made. Touchdown, Kamari Maxwell. Over the outstretched arm of a possible All-American in Cassius Kearns, and Maxwell has his second touchdown grab of the season.
This ball floats a little bit on Parson, but how about the concentration by Maxwell to come down with that ball? Unbelievable. He has to catch it 3 times.
Kamari Maxwell, who had the second most receiving yards in Georgia last season as a senior, has been making more and more plays, becoming a third weapon at the wide receiver spot for Chris Parson over the last few weeks. He also had a touchdown catch against Southern Utah, and Austin Peay strikes again, leading 14-7 on Tarleton State because of this athletic grab by Kamari Maxwell.
Man, this is a beautiful catch right here. Chris Parson with the air underneath it, and maybe a premature jump by the DB, but man, way to come down with the ball. And the Governors came into Stephenville, and they are not playing around.
Welcome back. I've got a score update. Abilene Christian University down 7-3 to Central Arkansas at the moment. As we know, if Central Arkansas does in fact, if Abilene Christian in fact does lose to this, that means Tarleton State does have a chance at that shared championship title here for the season. Back to you, John.
Yeah, Katie, it would be the championship outright, because Tarleton State would be the only one-loss team in the UAC, with everybody else having either lost to Tarleton State or having 2 losses like ACU. So it would be an outright title for Tarleton State if they win and ACU loses. So Tarleton State can still win a title today, but it would have to be shared. D'Angelo Rosemont out of his end zone, and Rosemont explosive in his 6 years in Stephenville. Tiptoes the sideline, bounced out at the 28. But how about this almost 6-minute drive, 11 plays, 75 yards for Austin Peay, and Chris Parson just keeps making huge plays against this vaunted Tarleton Texan defense.
It is continuous, the playmaking ability out there, but it was Caden Williams with the catch off the turf, and we were giving him pancakes and saying he had specialists for hands. It actually hit the turf, never should have happened, but again, man, they were able to capitalize and finish off their drive with a score.
Tarleton State had a 9-play, 75-yard drive on their first offering for a touchdown. Tylen Hines takes it up the gut, tries to bounce outside. Hines in his second game back after the dislocated elbow, the transfer from Hawaii, gobbles up 6 yards on first down.
Yeah, different coastline here in Stephenville, but he is still so productive. Tell this guy is just going north and south. He's one of those kind of runners, but he has the vision to cut back as well, as you saw right there on the pickup.
Hines with that gain, going over 1,000 yards for his career on the ground. 2nd down and 4 at the 34. Cabales all day, deep to the left side, and Trayvon West trying to get free of an excellent cornerback in Ellis Jr., but could not make his way past the redshirt junior from Hendersonville, Tennessee. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, he's so good. You got to say his first name twice. Ellis.
And his last name twice.
I know,
counting, right?
I know. So a young man, he may have gotten away with a hole right there, but they're going to say it's not a catchable ball.
Caleb Lewis into the game on 3rd down for Tarleton State, trying to keep the drive rolling from the 34. Victor Cabales again on play action to Cody Jackson. Can't spin free the first time. He originally had the 1st down, but in fighting forward after getting bounced backward, he's shy of the 1st. It's a 3-yard gain when it could have been 5. 4th down.
And you see it right here, and sometimes just playmakers trying to do the extra stuff, and that's where he takes himself right there out of the 1st down. Oh man, that'll make you sick as a coach.
DeAndre Creary was the one to bounce him first, and then Trevor Hardy comes in to clean it up. Tarleton State on to punt for the first time. Charlie Mullen averaging almost 38 yards a kick. Ellis Jr. is back deep to receive. With the wind behind him, it is a wobbly nose down spiral. And Ellis Jr. takes it in at the 12 and escorts himself out of bounds after the 50-yard punt and no return. Austin Peay looking to bash down the door of the FCS playoffs, up by 7. For only the 3rd time in school history, Austin Peay has an opportunity to make the FCS playoffs. And here's the prediction by one of the prognosticators that knows just about the best, Craig Haley, very respected. And here's what he had to say this week. He said that Austin Peay looked to him like the last team in, and he projected that they would be in a collision course with UC Davis and eventually North Dakota State in the 2nd round. And of course, Jeff Ferris and the crew, they hope that's the gospel truth.
Well, right now they're taking care of their business, and man, the playoffs is going to be very interesting at the FCS level.
No doubt. We'll talk about what else has transpired today. And on the zone read, Parson has a lot of room left side, just loses his feet with a cutback attempt. He wanted the whole enchilada. He picks up 9 on 1st down.
Yeah, and I think the turf monster here in Stephenville knew it. That left foot, well, he put it right down on that paint on the 20, and it just gave way.
So an 8-yard gain nearly for Parsons. 2nd down and 2. Parson and his legs, they have been a problem so far. He already has 85 yards on the ground on just 6 carries. Tarleton State has struggled against running quarterbacks this season, smashing between the guards. On the handoff to Isaiah Groves, he has enough for the 1st down, out to the 23.
Oh, it's already getting chippy on the outside. Shamar Kirk out there. Boy, they are getting tangled up. And this Stephenville defense is probably saying to themselves, like, look, what is going on right now? They just got to settle in. Guys like Melidor, number 1 on the outside. Boy, does he have an assignment.
Be a 1st down and 10 out at the 23-yard line. 2 touchdown drives already for Parson in the offense. Off his back foot, lobs it up the middle, triple coverage. How did he make it go into the arms of Jay Skoglund? I mean, that could not have been thrown any better, dropping it in a bucket down to the 45.
And Blake Smith, the safety, is over the top, and you think he's going to dislodge this, and his man comes in at the last second. Again, 3 guys in that area, and Parson trusts his arm, and like you said, John, dropping that thing in a bucket.
That is 32 yards to Jay Skoglund, another former Texas high school football kid from Vandergrift High School in Austin. Buck 15 left in the 1st quarter. Parson wants it all. Deep up the middle, has his man, catch for the touchdown. 45 yards. The true freshman Kamari Maxwell on the other end again. And Austin Peay putting Tarleton State on notice.
Giovanni Melidor, man-to-man on the outside. He's looking, man, he basically on that post route. Maxwell puts on the Jets and basically takes him to the bank. Great throw on this series by Chris Parson. Oh my God, man, he is clutch.
The redshirt sophomore making his statement for UAC Offensive Player of the Year with dimes like this.
And look, he has a ton of time. He has time to get DoorDash and just putting it on the money. Look at Maxwell. All he has to do is a wide receiver and just run underneath it. And I don't know if Melidor was expecting help over the top, because he is not one of those guys that gets burnt like that, man. And right there, he got served.
And Austin Peay has a 2-touchdown lead on the road. Tarleton State has 7 straight home wins. They're 5-0 at home this season with some marquee victories and some absolute stompings like the 61-0 victory over the Lions of UNA last week. But undaunted, Austin Peay comes in, and the latest drive, 4 plays, 88 yards in 2:02.
John, I think everyone here is a little shocked. You know, it's senior night. Basically, they had the ceremony before the game. Austin Peay, they tore down all the bows and all the everything around here because they came to play. Unbelievable, man.
And the offense getting it done so far for Austin Peay. Tarleton State's offense scored on their first drive, but not their second. Big adjustments by this Austin Peay defense. They've been so good this year, including, again, that Georgia loss where they only gave up 28 to Georgia. Here are the other teams to hold Georgia under 30 this season.
Yeah, this is, again, they are as advertised, but this is a 3-loss team. And you got to ask yourself, you know, look, during the season, what are some of the things that went right for them? What went wrong for them?
And that's 3 FCS losses. You know, that's a great point, Heckma. It's not that they're a finished product, but, man, the top side. If the top side's there, they can beat anybody.
Yes, they can.
And Cody Jackson going to get it on first down. Jackson can't wiggle out of pressure. And I love the bowling strike celebration for Chase Allen, the nickel defensive back, the senior from Nashville.
Well, he goes about 15 yards right there just to pick up maybe an inch. No, he just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Chase Allen, a former walk-on, playing with that broken hand and the club on his right arm this season. 2nd down and 10. Waning moments of the first quarter. Cabales fires deep left side. Again, Trayvon West, the intended receiver. And a lot of contact, but no call. And Austin Peay was offside, though, in the neutral zone, so it was a free play for Tarleton State.
Second down.
And you know Victor Gabales, recognizing that they were offsides, he was going to try and go for the big play. It's a free play. So regardless, if it's intercepted, you're going to get the ball back. But great awareness there by your senior quarterback.
Could not hit Marquise Willis on the outside. So a second down 5 for Tarleton State as they replay the down. Texans down 21-7. Tylen Hines has explosion. Kind of that explosion that Trey Page ran with when he was healthy. Well, Tylen Hines is very similar, can pop through the other side. He has 6 and a first down.
And that's what they love about him, man. Just a sturdy guy, low center of gravity, powerful build. But this is what the Texans have to do. You know, when this second quarter starts, they're going to have to get behind this running game.
But so far,
that's the end of the first quarter play.
Has gone to the Austin Peay Governors. Perfection for the boys from Clarksville, Tennessee. 21-7, all over Tarleton State in Stephenville on Senior Day. And it is Chris Parson, who has 3 touchdown passes already. Second quarter action coming up next from Stephenville.
Hey, John, you were talking in the open about being aware of teams that are on the bubble. You think Shamar Kirk got the memo on that? That is a ball from Chris Parson, and Parson comes right back with another. That is a dot to Kamari Maxwell. And you know what he does? He doubles down on it and does it again. This was all butter. Oh, my God. What a throw from Chris Parson. He is on a roll right now.
7 of 8 through the air, 131, 3 touchdowns, plus 85 on the ground. Tarleton State starts the second quarter, continuing a drive. Tylen Hines is sniffed out right in the middle of that line. Really good job to put his helmet in there by Austin Peay's Miles Wiley. And it'll be a second down and long for Tarleton State. No gain on the play from the 36.
Well, it's something that I'm really surprised about. This offensive line for Tarleton State has been lights out all season long. Right now, they're in a dogfight.
Defense getting put on alert. Now the offense has to step up, and they have all season. Highest scoring team in the FCS. Gabalis deep down the middle and just overthrows his intended receiver. Cody Jackson gave a little double move. Ended up with a step on two guys. It's third down.
That was one that Victor Gabalis was just going to have to be perfect on that throw. Cody Jackson trying to get the separation right there, just not able to put that one on him.
Trevor Hardy, the former three-star defensive back from Thompson High School in Alabaster, Alabama. It's third down 10 for Tarleton State from the 36. Back to pass, Gabalis deep to the right. Catch made, first down for Cody Jackson. 11 yards out to the 47.
That ball floated a little bit there on Victor Gabalis, because if you put that one on Cody Jackson, he has a ton of wiggle and can make a move before contact. But you know what? It's a first down.
I think some points are going to be put up today.
Yeah.
Gabalis, 22 touchdowns versus just 4 picks this season. Gabalis wings it into the slot, dropped by Bryce Parker, the second slot receiver behind Peyton Kramer. Parker, who had a fumble recovery for a touchdown last week and a touchdown grab, drops one, second down.
Wow, well, that's a big drop right there by Parker. Again, all of his receivers. We opened up with a big drop for Peyton Kramer. Had a few of them. Marquise Willis also. Just these guys have got to bring their hands to the party.
Tarleton State down by 14 on a day where they could win the UAC. Low snap. Gabalis drops it, gets back up, fires deep, has Willis open, and the catch is not made. Incomplete at the 19. Marquise Willis got there with his body, but as he tried to cradle it, evidently bounces off the turf.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Well, I was just talking about bringing your hands to the party, and this is a throw from Victor Gabalis. You got to make this catch. I don't know about that, man. He catches it between. He caught that.
And Tarleton State will challenge it if they see reason to.
I mean,
I think there's reason to.
He caught that.
I think there's reason to. We'll see. Here it comes. Challenge.
I mean,
the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is under review.
So it'll be a little bit of work for John Kellermeyer, our lead official, and Lyndon Jacob up here in the booth as the replay official. My first thought was catch, but I did wait for the official, and it was waved off. Let's see.
Here may be a better angle. No, that's not. But again, you see it. It's caught between his knees. This is the angle that we saw it initially. Great job by Gabalis corralling the snap. And here it is right here. Initially a catch, right?
All right. It's got to be conclusive, though. Up. Between the knees.
Yep. And he spins.
Like Suzanne Summers used to hawk that thing that.
There he is. He caught that.
Oh, man.
I mean, improbable is good. Hey, do it however you got to do it. I'm sure they're going to look at this from multiple angles, but that is good work right there from Marquise Willis, young man out of Atlanta.
He's been using his Thigh Master, I think.
You think?
You remember that?
Yeah,
Thigh Master?
I do, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I do as well. But, you know, you never know when you're going to need to catch a ball between your legs.
No, he did exactly that.
But is it conclusive? That's the question. I mean, you got to be 100% because the call on the field was incomplete, right?
Yeah, but here's the deal. You got the angle on it, and the only place that it would have hit the ground is right here.
Yeah.
But then you see the ball check up right here.
Yeah. And no, I don't see any conclusive evidence that it ever hit the ground. No. I agree with you.
Ball still up. He's spinning on his helmet right here.
What great camera work by the end zone camera operator. Stay on that.
And still, ball had touched the ground.
Double their pay.
Yeah.
On me, thank you.
That's incredible.
on me or Marquise Willis.
That is incredible. As you see, clearly this is going to be a ruled catch.
After review, the receiver completed the process of the catch. It's first down at the 15-yard line.
So the process of the catch is completed, and Tarleton State is in business inside the red zone. Tarleton State 1 for 1 inside the red zone in this game with a score. And Tarleton State down 21-7 to this Austin Peay program that has had ups and downs this season, but some very big ups and looking for their latest. Victor Gabales, 3 in the formation, slot to the right, but he goes left the whole way, looking for Willis to complete the drive, but it's tipped away and incomplete. Physical coverage on the edge by Rishi Rattan.
Can't play it any better than what Rattan did. He's playing him to the look, making sure that he has his eyes on the receiver, turns his head late, but then is able to deflect.
Rattan getting the start on the outside across from Ellis Jr. Second down, 5 in the box here. It's Tylen Hines trying to cut it up, but he has nothing. Winning at the line of scrimmage is Will Middleton, the graduate inside linebacker, the transfer from Towson, a savvy senior who makes big plays.
When you play the linebacker position, what you can't do is make any false moves, and Will Middleton, he is dialed in on that play, and as soon as that ball gets to the line of scrimmage, he is there to meet it.
Caleb Lewis was the man on the carry. Either way, Will Middleton makes the crack in the backfield for the loss of 1. Third down and 11 for Tarleton State. Lewis still in the game at running back. Austin Peay showing blitz. And they'll bring it. Gabales reads it to the end zone. Jackson is there. One-handed grab. He's got it. Cody Jackson over Ellis. 16 yards and a score.
Boy, that is a beautiful throw and catch. Unbelievable catch by Cody Jackson on the outside. He has a guy over him like a blanket and is able to come down with that catch. Boy, I tell you, the Texans, they are responding. Somebody's had some coffee between that first and second quarter.
Cody Jackson. Now touchdown grabs in 4 of his last 5. Remember last season, he closed the year with touchdown grabs in 6 straight games. He's a November and December guy for sure. The extra point good. Tarleton State within 7 thanks to a dime. The quarterback play on point tonight.
He may as well have just handed it to him. Victor Gabales putting it where Cody Jackson likes it, right in his bread basket. Well, you love to see it. Things are heating up here in Stephenville. You've heard it. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments, and that was a big-time throw by Victor Gabales on the outside to Cody Jackson, and that's putting it right where his wide receiver likes it. And my God, you got mossed right there. That is how you do it. If you got to do it with one arm, you got to do it like that. Cody Jackson, yeah, you got to get all up in a guy's grill when you make a play like that. You got to talk about it.
Ellis, probably one of the best corners in the league. He and Cassius Kearns, I think they're going to be first team all conference when all is said and done this year. And Gabales and Jackson, the synergy is there at this point in the season. Fair catch is made by Williams down at the 5-yard line. It'll come out to the 25 for the Governors of Austin Peay. Meanwhile, in Conway, Arkansas, Central Arkansas, a 3-8 team this season. They have had a bad year under Nathan Brown and company. Well, they are leading ACU 14-3 midway through the second quarter. We'll watch that one. Tarleton State will with intent as well. If ACU loses in Conway and Tarleton State wins today, they are the auto bid out of the UAC, and they are undisputed conference champions. They know they'll be in the playoff, but Austin Peay does not. Chris Parson has 3 touchdown passes and looks to start his latest drive from the 25. Not much pressure. Parson lobs it up the sideline, has a man coming back, and a great catch made by Cortland Simmons up the sideline, the running back over the top of Cassius Kearns to the 44, a gain of 31.
And Bam Smith is man-to-man on the outside. He is doing all he possibly can to stay with Simmons. And again, the ball hangs in the air, and great job by number 11 coming down with it.
Yeah, David Spools in coverage, my apologies, but in any event, Chris Parson hooking up with Cortland Simmons out of the backfield. And it's a give to Simmons on first down. Twist forward for just a yard. This defense for Tarleton State has been outstanding all season, but why are they getting lit up tonight by Austin Peay?
I think when you have a quarterback like Chris Parson that comes out and makes you aware of his ability to run the ball, that means you have to make sure that he doesn't. And they're hesitating in their alignment to make sure that they don't let him out the back door. These guys just have to throw caution to the wind and go out here and play Texans football.
They've been great under Tyrone Nix this season. Parson steps up, fires deep, and just overthrows his intended receiver, Kamari Maxwell, who has already made 2 touchdown grabs over his head, through his hands at the 32, 3rd down long.
Yeah, that ball came out of his hand a little awkward because he had some pressure at his feet. And that's a young man, again, just understands that, believes that he has that superior arm. That ball's to pop.
Here's the deal. For Austin Peay, this is their first 3rd down opportunity. They haven't had one yet. It's a 3rd down and 9 and a key play in what could be 4-down territory. Crowd getting loud at Memorial Stadium. Parson, quarterback draw. Bouncing. Parson, 3. Chased down by Rawls. Hit hard, cracked out. A 2-yard loss at the 45. It's 4th down, and that may take the decision out of the hands of Jeff Ferris. And now there is some pushing and shoving. Kirk and others did not like the fact that Parson was hit against the sideline. It was a clean play, and then Parson goes in there, and here come the words.
Well, that's all Chris Parson. I mean, look at the end of this play. This is a quarterback that is finishing the play like he is a running back. Boom! Looking for the opportunity to lay some wood. A lot of quarterbacks don't do that. They just scamper out of bounds.
He saw Cassius Kearns and went after him, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Kearns stands up. He wants a little piece. Oh, this is a lot of fun. I would not rather be anywhere else but right here. Last game of the regular season, an FCS showdown with a ton on the line. The punt by Leftrick, end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for and made by Caleb Lewis right around the 14-yard line. Tarleton State has a chance to tie the game with a touchdown drive after Austin Peay leapt out to a 2-score lead. The temperature is high in Stephenville, Texas. This is after Chris Parson got bounced out of bounds. Well, really bounced himself out of bounds and did so against Cassius Kearns. And that gives you an idea of what's at stake here and how these two teams are feeling about each other right now.
Well, look, no love lost between these two. And when you have Chris Parson finishing plays like that, you know, things are going to continue to be chippy. Yeah, Shamar Kirk over there on the sidelines as well, defending his quarterback.
Tarleton State has basically trailed all game underneath Willis, who just made a great grab to get down to the 15. It was reviewed and held up. He's able to bounce his way for a pickup of 7 to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, Willis, that was an incredible catch in order to keep that drive going and put points on the board. But I'll tell you what, they're in need of points right now.
A little over 10 minutes left in the second quarter. A shootout in Stephenville. Gabalis, again the long play action, waits for Willis to come open and just overthrows him. Willis at 6'2", came out of his shoe tops trying to drag that one in. Hey, but if it's put on him, Heckma, that is 6.
Yeah, that's his post, and Victor Gabalis trying to lead him, get him past the safety. Gosh, that's one that I'm sure Gabalis wishes that he had back. He's just trying to get him past Miles Wiley, but led him too much.
Tarleton State, their only blemish this season, a road loss at their arch rival Abilene Christian earlier this month by 3 on a last-second field goal. Play action to Tylen Hines. Gabalis up the sideline, man open again. Late hands, great grab by Cody Jackson. And the officials coming together, making sure the grab was made and it wasn't bobbled going out.
Yeah, that's a catch.
I thought it was too, but obviously the Austin Peay sideline thinks they see something different. The officials making sure of it. It's a grab. First down, Tarleton State at the 48. It's a pickup of 31 yards.
Great catch, great ball on the outside. Victor Gabalis, boy, he has that thing down.
Now Austin Peay head coach Jeff Ferris is
catch, first down.
Is literally on the field. He wants the
this play is under review
to sound, and it does. This one will go to the booth, and John Kellenmeyer will go under the tent. I see. Yeah, is that a football move, as they say? So the catch was completed, except for Ellis not giving up on the play. Yeah. I think that's incomplete.
That is, and Ellis, that is, look, that's teach tape right there for cornerbacks. Even if you're beat, keep your hands active, as you see right there. Ellis keeping his arm in the breadbasket, trying to rip it out, and being so disruptive that the receiver is not able to secure the catch, or not at least secure it enough for the referees to deem it a catch.
I'd be surprised if this is not overturned pretty quickly. I've been surprised before, but again, that was third down, and so if this is not a catch, it's fourth down.
Again, 1, 2, ball's moving.
Yeah.
Ball is moving, and again, left hand right there for Ellis. Just continue to strip at that ball.
And Ellis, I mean, he just got mossed, as you said, by Cody Jackson on the last drive. That one-handed grab by Jackson. But he's a competitor, a smart, fearless player playing the best ball of his career. And that is next-level effort for the fourth-year redshirt junior out of Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Hey, a lot of guys, they don't want to be out on an island and playing the cornerback position. And it's a lonely place to be. It's either feast or famine. You got to continue to play, and Ellis, again, recognizing that I'm going up against one of the best in FCS. Hey, I live out here. This is what I do, and I love the fight that young man has in him.
Are you saying it's Ellis Island?
It is Ellis Island. That's what he'd like to call it. And you know what, John? They are marching this one back.
Yeah. So you were right. That's an incompletion.
Boy, that is huge.
Yeah, enormous. Because that was third down, and so it will be fourth down and 3 deep in Tarleton State's own end at the 21. No chance they'd go for it here.
No, not at all.
After review, the receiver did not maintain control of the ball. It's an incomplete pass, fourth down.
Good job by the officiating crew to get it right. Then one go against Austin Peay, one go for the Governors in this game. And Charlie Mullen had a 50-yard punt with the wind behind him.
Number 9 is now 96 for
Two
Tarleton.
big stops by both defenses here in the second quarter. And somebody's going to have to regain the momentum for the Governors. That third down, you saw they continue to battle, but they ended up having the punt and the Texans having a drive cut short.
Mullen's punt with no rush, setting up a return. Ellis comes up on it and makes the fair catch. It's a 34-yard punt and no return, and then pushing and shoving afterward. Again, the heat is on. Regular season finale in Stephenville, and Austin Peay, the underdogs, leading by 7. Welcome back into Stephenville. You know, they were ready for a coronation of their Tarleton State Texans and to send them on to the playoffs with a big victory. So far, the Plowboys and company, they have been subdued by a great start for Austin Peay. You know, Tarleton State packs more than 21,000 a game into Memorial Stadium, the 5th largest average crowd in the FCS. Another big one tonight, but Austin Peay has played well in front of the raucous.
Hey, one of these days, I'm just coming to tailgate here.
Yes.
Because when you walk into this place, it is smelling of barbecue and good times.
Brisket for everybody. Chris Parson on first down offers it to Williams. Nice patient run. 4-yard pickup to the 49 before he sat down. Caden Williams came in as one of the leading rushers this season for Austin Peay, but they've used a lot of different dudes. 4th leading rusher on the season. First 3 drives went for touchdowns for Chris Parson. Parson, quarterback draw again. It breaks wide open. Parson slides down. Knew he didn't have the top end speed to take it the distance. He started his slide at the 31. And that's 18 in a first down. You know,
I've seen guys play like that that have had hamstring injuries. They just don't want to cut on the afterburners. And, you know, Chris Parson looked like, I mean, he is running away from guys, and as soon as they're catching up, he just shuts it down. Don't know if he's dealing with anything, and I don't want to speculate. It's just in my experience, that's what I've seen.
No, understood. Trust the kid. He's had one of the best seasons from the quarterback spot in Austin Peay history. 1st and 10 from the 30. Parson looking back right. There's nobody there. He just grounds it intentionally, but it'll be a fair play because he had a receiver in the area.
Yeah, he did.
Cortland Simmons. Not saying it should have been a penalty, but he spiked it on purpose.
No one here in Stephenville is going to agree with that, right? Everybody is wanting a grounding.
Because he is in the pocket,
yes.
but there's a receiver there.
As we see the replay, exactly what you're talking about. It looks like he's trying to reverse course, but the pressure is right in his face, and there is his receiver.
So second down, live to fight another day for the very smart Chris Parson. Parson sidearms it over the middle. He finds Shamar Kirk. Kirk picks up 8, needed 10, leaves a 3rd down and 2.
You know, right now, Tyrone Nix is not bringing a ton of pressure. He's trying to get pressure with just 4 and cover everything on the back end, but still you have savvy wide receivers like Shamar Kirk that's running that crosser. And again, Chris Parson just waiting on him to come open.
Again, the crowd trying to get loud. 0 for 1 on 3rd for Austin Peay. Parson, play action, releasing tight end. It's caught by Skoglund. He's got the 1st down. Down to the 14-yard line, sat down by Cassius Kearns. And again, Austin Peay in the red zone.
And Skoglund just running that delay. Look like he's blocking, he's chipping, and then he releases. One thing I love about this kid, Parson, the redshirt sophomore, is his patience. He's never in a rush to get the ball out of his hands.
Oh, he's just outstanding. So in command. Offers it to the freshman, and a few yards for Isaiah Groves before he's turned away. Austin Peay, we haven't talked about this yet, as he's thrown down late, no flag. Austin Peay is the leading red zone offense in the country, scoring 95% of the time when they get inside the 20. Tarleton State's been great red zone defense-wise this season, but over the last few games, now 7 of the last 9 trips for opponents inside the red zone have resulted in touchdowns, including the 2 tonight. And that's Angelo Anderson, a pass rusher, down for Tarleton State.
Yeah, relatively cool night tonight, and these defenses, you know, won't start heating up. One thing that is true, that both of these teams is not showing any love out here as far as sportsmanship is concerned. And it's been, for me, it really has been the ground game for Austin Peay, and who's, you know, Chris Parson is obviously leading the charge. He already has 104 yards here in the first half. When they go in at halftime, although there's still 7 minutes left in this first half, that is something that you're going to have to get a hold of.
Well, for Tyrone Nix, he has absolutely, as we take a look at the end of this play, and evidently maybe a few punches thrown. You got to watch that. That definitely could have been 15, or at least half the distance to the goal.
Wow, that's Nick Hillard, number 79, delivering the punch. He lucky.
I was going to say, Tyrone Nix's defenses make great halftime adjustments. Got 7 minutes away from that. Austin Peay trying to take a 2-score lead again. Second down 7 at the 12. Parson lobs it to the end zone. It is caught, touchdown! Make it a trio, a hat trick for Kamari Maxwell. Chris Parson, another dime, his 4th touchdown throw, 3 of them to the freshman.
Right now, Kamari Maxwell is performing surgery with no anesthesia.
It's hurting too if you're Tyrone Nix.
that ball from Chris Parson, you know, look, when you say words like there's no urgency, he's very patient, guys shrink it, you know, shrink at it and say, hey, man, look, you know, as a quarterback, you got to have some type of sense of urgency. I'm just talking about the ability to wait on guys to come open and not try to force feed the ball in. And that's what Chris Parson has done. And that was an incredible throw.
Chris Parson already with a career-high 4 touchdown passes.
This is routes on the air, John. And on the outside, you got to ask yourself, DeBari Hawkins, he's a man on an island all on his own. And that's just a tough matchup with a 6', 183-pound freshman.
Amari Maxwell has really come alive as the season has gone on, and the freshman having a game of his life trying to keep his team in it. He's been targeted 4 times. He's got 3 catches for 65 and 3 scores.
Wow. This is, I tell you what, defensively, you got to ask yourself, where can the answers come from? And I'm, look, just trying to be in Tyrone Nix's head right now. He's probably telling his defensive line, guys, we have got to get some pressure on this quarterback. He is too cool, calm, and collected back there.
Got to be some urgency. And for Parson, he puts a lot of pressure on you with the legs, like you said. It's tough to be aggressive against him. But Tyrone Nix's team is going to have to start rolling the dice a little bit. 6:45 to play in the opening half. Austin Peay, the visitors, opening up a 2-touchdown lead on Victor Gabales' club.
Yeah, this is, 6:45. You gotta take some of this momentum back. This Governor squad has pretty much taken the air out of your crowd right now. Look, you got to give them something to believe in. And it's all on that guy right there, number 11, Victor Gabales.
Austin Peay, this has not been an accident. They've outgained Tarleton State 2-1. And off to Hines, blocked up well to the outside. Hines, the afterburners, bounced out of bounds at the 46 for a gain of 21 for the speedster from Mount Pleasant, Texas.
And this was set up beautifully. The blocks, you see it, this is the previous play, but the blocks were set up perfectly.
New set of downs out to the 46. And again, it's Hines. Hines, patient, puts a move on the safety, and gains 6 on the play. Trevor Hardy had no chance, grasping air.
Ooh, check your spat, brother. Relace your shoes.
Tylan Hines, you see that big brace on his left arm, almost looks like a leg brace or a knee brace they put on that left elbow, as he had it dislocated out in Portland in week 0. On 2nd and 4, Gabales loads up, wants it all. Cody Jackson's there. Jackson unable to make the grab. Again, Ellis waiting to the last moment and making contact right when the ball was dropped into Jackson's lap.
Boy, the chess match on the outside between these two, Cody Jackson and Ellis. Because you see right here, Cody Jackson is playing this off. He's showing his hands late. And man, that's just a drop.
Yeah, it is.
That's just a drop.
Ellis says, well, I caused it though. My presence, my mere aura.
Yeah, okay.
3rd down 4 at the 48 of Austin Peay. Here comes the blitz. Twist up front. Gabales hit. Dashes forward. Gabales shy of the 1st down. Picks up 2. He needed 4. It's 4th down and 2.5. Offense is staying.
And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Coach Todd Whitten recognizing right now all of the momentum is with Austin Peay. A 1st down right here would do his squad wonders.
And they're going to keep the normal offense out there. No Daniel Green. No Wildcat package. 4th down, 2.5. Gabales, handoff. Lewis, hit. Falls forward. He's shy of the 1st down. That's going to be a turnover on downs. He needed the full 44. He only crossed the 45 by a breath. What a stand for Austin Peay. Both sides of the ball.
Field was a runner
now
short
Greg
of line
Jones'
again.
defense
Down, Austin Peay.
making their biggest play of the night.
You said it. Boy, Greg Jones' defense right now, they have got to be feeling really good about themselves because they are taking the fight to this Texans offensive line. And if anybody is familiar with Tarleton Texans football, they would say this offensive line is what completely carries this running game. The way that those big guys up front just bowl over defenders right there. Talk about 4th and 2, and you only get, what, maybe in a yard. Wow, what a turn of events.
And now with a full bank of timeouts and 4:49 left in the half, a chance to take the stranglehold on the game again for Austin Peay, already leading by 2 scores. And again, it's a give to Isaiah Groves. Disappears into the line, picks up 1. One of the biggest things the Governors can do for themselves is not turn the ball over. Tarleton State has forced more than 2 turnovers. 2 turnovers or more in 8 of the 11 games this season. They feast on turnovers. That's how they dominate games. And so far, Austin Peay doing a great job of playing clean football.
Yeah, this is a team that lives, they thrive on it. It is the fuel to what they do, and that's why I was talking about Chris Parson earlier. This team waiting on him to make a mistake. 2nd and 9, Parson. He's been in control, and he escapes. Here's a big part of the reason why. He's always got those legs to fall back on. Nothing down the field, so he scrambles for 8. 3rd down and 1. That is so frustrating for a defense to stay in your lanes, get pressure, and Chris Parson just escapes and still picks up 9 yards. You see it right here. They have him. God's shadowing, and he still is able to get out the back.
Parson, 3rd down and 1 as a team, 1 of 2 on 3rd down in this game. Parson fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. He's stoned. Depends on the spot, but he's shy of the 1st down. Needed every bit of the 45. 4th down and a half yard, and decision time for Austin Peay now.
I don't think there is a decision. That's a good job by the defense. They have 2 defenders in that lane to take that run away from Parson.
Sterling, Tolbert, Tremaine Chisholm. 4th down and a full yard. Stephenville coming alive. Parson puts the tight end on the left side, Jackson Head. And in motion to the right, Parson going to the air. Parson, late pressure, gets rid of it, it's dropped! Cortland Simmons was wide open. Parson misfires for the first time tonight. Turnover on downs, Texan ball.
Cortland Simmons has the catch, and Parson again, good with his eyes, waiting on him to come open, and he just can't catch it on his back.
Those legs flailing for Simmons. Simmons could have run forever had he caught it standing up. It was misfired just a little bit behind Simmons' twisting body. And new life for Tarleton State near the end of the 1st half. Also, 3 timeouts remaining for this high-powered Texan offense. 45 points a game, leading the FCS. And Victor Gabalis, the 3rd-year starting quarterback, leading the way. And on play action, the pocket collapses. Gabalis is hit and sacked by Montrez Smith Jr., the young man on the Jerry Rice Award watch list for the best freshman in the FCS. The sack and the loss of 4.
Look at him shadowing right here, and as soon as he knows Gabalis is coming out of the backfield, he just fires.
4th sack this season for Montrez Smith Jr. 2nd and 14. Gabalis, play action again, backside pressure, goes middle, and again puts it on Kramer, and it's dropped. Pretty good coverage, 1 for 1 by Jalen Williams, but that's one that Peyton Kramer wishes he had back. 3rd down 14.
Oh, this is the first half that this young man, Peyton Kramer, out of Aledo, All Saints, just one of those players that you bet your house that this kid is going to make a catch like that because he's so sure-handed.
He's dropped both the passes he's been targeted with today, but he's been so good as the leading receiver this season for Tarleton State.
Timeout.
And before the 3rd down
Peay.
14,
Austin
Peay spends
30
one.
seconds in length.
So all of a sudden, the offense is having a little bit of trouble. Have you seen Austin Peay's defense, Greg Jones getting a little bit wise to what Tarleton State is doing?
They're making adjustments, and you see them backing their cornerbacks off, except for Ellis. He's just a guy that they trust, that he's always going to be in position. You just can't get victimized by the rest of these guys. They've sent Cody Jackson They just basically saying, we're going to take 2 away from you. On the other side, for Tyron Nix, he understands Chris Parsons is the show in the after party. We got to make sure that we don't allow him to continue to victimize us. And quite frankly, Austin Peay just missed opportunities on that last drive. But both of these teams, both of these defensive coordinators have made some adjustments, and boy, no bigger third down than this one coming up for the Texans.
Yeah, Tarleton State on third down, 3 of 7. Can Tarleton State with a win guarantees themselves of at least a share of the UAC title. All the defensive backs are about 12 yards off the line of scrimmage. Caballas looking left the whole way. Kramer makes the catch, but needs blocking. And Kramer, after the rally to the football, is ripped down. Short of the first down, picking up 6 when he needed 14. Sure tackle made by Trevor Hardy. It's 4th down.
And Greg Jones just has his defense
timeout.
sitting
Please
at the
put
sticks.
158 on the game clock.
The 2-minute timeout in Stephenville.
Thank you.
The underdog, Austin Peay Governors, looking anything but. Tarleton State's 7-game home winning streak on the line, trailing 28-14
Number 9 for Tarleton
to Austin Peay in Stephenville. The Governors on the playoff bubble in the FCS, but would burst their bubble in a positive way, be firmly inside the field if they picked up this upset win. Tarleton State down by 14, and after the stop, Austin Peay about to get the ball back. Charlie Mullen's last punt into the wind was 34 yards. Ellis waits back at his own 10 for the punt. Punt hits inside the 10, takes a Texan bounce, and it's killed at the 2. Let's go down to the sideline with more on the mood for the Tarleton Texans. Here's Katie Goodman. We'll get back to Katie in just a moment.
So the mood is a little bit somber here in Memorial Stadium. Most fans in their seats, not many on their feet, but they're not completely out of the weeds yet here. Still some ways to go, a few minutes. It's going to be a tough halftime talk, I'm sure, but a lot of somber fans. The mood just not what I think these Texans want on a senior night. So energy is going to have to shift for sure if they want something positive to happen.
And we will hear from Tarleton State head coach Todd Whitten. In his 16th year at Tarleton State, but in his 3rd different stint. He'll be talking to Katie coming up at halftime. So $1:48 left in the half. Austin Peay 2 timeouts left, ball at their own 2-yard line. How do you play this if you're offensive coordinator Quinn Billerman and the offense here?
Oh, it's very simple. I just allow Chris Parsons to be himself.
Well, tush push on first down for about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, got to give him a little bit of room. You don't want him operating from that end
Tarleton
zone.
State, their first of the half, 30 seconds.
Tarleton State calls time.
Please put 1:44.
I mean, certainly an opportunity if the Governors don't pick up the first down for Tarleton State to get the ball back with some time to do something.
Yeah, they have their time. You got to use your timeouts here. But Chris Parsons, tell you what, he is still dangerous with his back against the wall.
No doubt. Tyrone Nix haven't hit the half as of yet, but he'll be making some halftime adjustments. It really has been startling how good the Tarleton State defense has been in the second half of games. That's got to be a lot due to what's said at the half. You get in there, come up with ideas, and you've got such a big roster, a deep roster. You can even make some, personnel adjustments at the half if you need to.
Right now, I think what they feel like the biggest thing is just finding someone who can guard Kamari Maxwell. Right, Maxwell right now, easier said than done already with the hat trick here in this game.
Parson wants a lot, throwing into double coverage, and it's incomplete again, going after Shamar Kirk, but Giovanni Melidor with blanketing coverage. I mean, Shamar Kirk's wearing him like a Snuggie.
Yeah, he is. And what you got to do is you just got to continue to play everything to the boundary, which he did right there. And Melidor just, man, this is one of those drives at the end of games that you just can't allow this offense any room or an opportunity to pick up the first down.
Neither team has turned it over yet. Parson has 3 receivers to the top of your screen on 3rd and 9. Parson out the gate. Hits him with the okie-doke. Out to the 19-yard line. A 16-yard gain and a first down for Chris Parson on the quarterback draw. What a huge play.
You knew at some point he was going to go in the phone booth and put his cape on. And right there on that drive, you need a big play. What do? Put it in his hands. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Chris Parson, 12 carries for 129, plus 4 touchdown tosses in the first half. He also stopped the clock with 1:33. Overthrows this one, and it is intercepted, but out of bounds. Omar Emmons makes the grab, or rather, it's Blake Smith making the grab, but he came down on the white. Second down.
Man, how huge of a play would that have been for the Texans to finally turn this offense over? See if he actually gets a toe.
It's my fault. That was Kearns. But yeah, now he almost got that left foot down. Kearns with 5 picks this season. Not where you want to throw it. Parson keeps it, and he is tracked down and brought down on the zone read. Just 2 on the play. Will Tarleton State use a timeout? Not yet. There it is.
There is the timeout, but the adjustment made. See on that RPO when he pulls
timeout,
that ball,
Tarleton State,
how
second
many
and a
black
half,
and
30
purple
seconds
jerseys are out
Please
there
put
waiting
112 on the game
for
clock.
number 3.
112.
Chris Parson able to pick up a couple, little over 2 on that play. So when you get the zone read
Please
action,
112.
what is the quarterback watching for? How does Parson know that I'm going to keep this ball, and what does Tarleton State need to do?
It's edge. He's looking at that edge rusher, seeing if he's pretty much coming inside down the line of scrimmage. If that guy's staying on the outside, as you see right here, down the line of scrimmage, but he reads it perfectly, does number 10 out here. Man, when you have that kind of coverage, Josh Griffiths, that is perfect right there for Griffiths.
Griffiths is a big dude, too, at 280. It's a good change of direction.
He baited him.
They're down and 8. Parson just picked one up on a quarterback draw. Will he do it again? No, straight back to pass. Steps up, hit, got away, hit again, dropped. Tarleton State finally gets there. It's Bino. Brandon Tolbert with the sack back at the 17, and Tarleton State calls their final timeout of the first half.
Boy, you got a crossing route in front here. Parsons is waiting on it to come open, and it is, but he has pressure in his face. Great job by this defense. Angelo Anderson, the linebacker, on Chris Parson and not allowing him to go through his progressions. Otherwise, he would have been able to pick up that first down.
Angelo Anderson has been their best pass rusher this season with 9.5 sacks. But that time, Brandon Tolbert was the one to clean it up. His third sack of the season. Caleb Lewis back deep to receive. Tarleton State now out of timeouts. See which punter it is this time for Austin Peay. Last time they put out Gavin Myers. It should be Logan Leftrick this time, and it is Leftrick. It's a little bit more of a live leg, along with 64 on the season, and the wind behind him as well, light as it is. No pressure. Leftrick lets it go. Line drive kick, and it takes a Tarleton State bounce and then a lateral kick out at the 38-yard line. No timeouts left for Tarleton State, but they've got it with 56 seconds left in the first half, down 28-14.
Boy, in Victor Gabales we trust, and they need the senior to come up with some big throws here. Even if you're able to get a field goal, I think it'll go a long way for the Texans. And remember, if I'm not mistaken, the Texans get the ball to start the third quarter.
That's exactly right.
So an opportunity here possibly for a split for the Texans.
To get into Corbin Poston field goal range, you want about the 33-yard line. He's got along with 50 this season. All at the 39. Gabales, the good pocket.
Throw it.
Didn't let it go in time, and he is sacked. Davion Hood comes dislodged from Kurt Hatch, and the Temple transfer has his 6th sack of the season.
And Victor Gabales is just waiting. Nothing's coming open, and you gotta let it go.
Now, there was Aiden Moe, the left tackle, of course. 30 seconds left in the half with the clock running. Only a 3-man rush. Lewis makes the grab, dances out, gains some of the sack yardage back. It'll be 3rd and 14.
All right, Mo. Sometimes these offensive tackles, boy, the linemen, they can't hold forever. And Victor Gabales is the timer has to go off in his head.
Tarleton State has been behind this season and come back to win. They were down by 2 scores in the second half at Army and came back to win. Down by 18 in the fourth quarter at Abilene Christian. Came back to tie that game, eventually lost it at the gun. And on the double move, Jackson not deep enough up the field, incomplete. And 4th down for Tarleton State. That last opportunity inside of a minute is a 3-and-out.
Wow. No dice on that drive, and you wanted
Number
to get
9 is now 96
something positive. Be very careful here with number 1, Ellis.
Austin Peay have 2 timeouts left according to the board. I thought it was 1. But here's the punt by Mullen. Ellis calls for the fair catch, makes it at the 30. It is a 35-yard punt and no return. 11 seconds left in the first half, and what a first half by Austin Peay. What do you think Todd Witten's thinking here? Well, let's start here. What do you think Austin Peay is thinking right now after 30 minutes of excellent work against the Texans?
Yeah, they got to stay consistent. You can't just play your best first half of football in your season and have a supreme letdown in the 3rd and 4th. You got a really good team on the ropes right now. You got to go for the knockout blow in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Tarleton State's been a second half team, but they're going to need one of their better second half performances all season because of that dude. A one-man wrecking crew. More than 300 total yards and 4 passing touchdowns in the first half. Chris Parson returning to the Lone Star State and willing Austin Peay to a 28-14 lead over the Texans on their senior day. Chris Parson throwing dime after dime at the half. It's Austin Peay up 28-14 on Tarleton State in Stephenville.
Triple Crown, you know we'll treat you right. Yeah, get on down to the Triple Crown and pick out your ride. Got what you need, come on, get your keys. Yeah, we got the best deal in town, so get on down to the Triple Crown.
Right now at Triple Crown Ford Lincoln, get 3.9% financing for 60 months on a new F-150 or get 0 for 60 on a new Lincoln Navigator.
Well, we got the best deal in town, so get on down to the Triple Crown.
Taste what it's like to be a Texan Rider, the official craft beer of Tarleton State.
Family, service, integrity, loyalty, and security. Each of these values is central to National Farm Life Insurance Company. Purchasing life insurance for the benefit of your loved ones is an important decision. On behalf of our agents in Texas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico, we look forward to the opportunity to serve you and your family. National Farm Life Insurance.
Welcome back into Stephenville. It's UAC football on ESPN. The number 5 team in the nation, Tarleton State. They've passed nearly every test this season, but the latest one, the final, if you will, at least in the regular season, they're down at the break to Austin Peay, 28-14. With Heckma Harrison, former K-State linebacker, I'm John Little. He taught me how to dress. I really appreciate it.
I did.
Great to have you back with us. So Austin Peay, I mean, what a statement. And Chris Parson, I mean, for a redshirt sophomore, first year in the program, he really is leading the way. He is the emotional anchor of this team right now.
I want to call him a floor general. I mean, This guy's come out. He's directing this offense. I've talked about his patience with the ball in his hands, but he's not being greedy. When he gets an opportunity to use his legs, he's doing that. He's not forcing it. He is the leading rusher in this first half for Austin Peay, and I think that's the one thing right now at halftime that Coach Tyrone Nix is talking to his squad about. We have to limit his production. Look, even if they do that, they still have to deal with the fact that he could throw, but I think you feel better about making the adjustments on the back half of your defense versus trying to stop him in the run.
And make no mistake, they were gashing Tarleton State. Those first 3 drives never went to third down. No third downs. Yeah. Chris Parson, a big reason why. He's got more than 100 yards rushing, already a career high, and 4 touchdown passes, a career high, and it's only the first half. For Tarleton State, how do you respond?
Look, all you got to do is Victor Gabales and his wide receivers need to go into a corner and talk, okay?
All right,
guys, put your hands together.
Okay.
Use them, okay? That's all you got to do. Use them. I'm putting the ball on you. I don't care if it's ugly. Come down with the ball. Big plays have got to be made here in the second half. You got everything to play for. Again, a team on the bubble, that Austin Peay team, they came in here and they punched you in the mouth. Okay, the championship rounds are coming.
They are. And championships, they are on the line. For Tarleton State, they know they're assured. If they win tonight, they're at least UAC co-champions. And right now, as we speak, at the half in Conway on the stripes, Central Arkansas is leading ACU 21-13. So at this point, it's all there for Tarleton State.
Yeah, and you got to control the controllables, and that's the same thing that Austin Peay came into this game thinking as well. But you're right. When you're getting that help and you have that lit down in Abilene, look, guys, respond. This is one of the best second-half teams in FCS. I would not be surprised if these guys came out and played like their hair was on fire.
No lies detected. No lies detected. So let's go ahead and look at trivia, where Heckma Harrison controls his own destiny, his own fate, if you will. So let's see. Which famous bear hunter was from Tennessee? Bear Grylls, obviously he's a great survivor, right? Andrew Jackson, Old Ironside, is that Iron Jackson? Yeah. Colonel Sanders, Davy Crockett, or Alvin York? Well, C, it's all the time at C. It could be Colonel Sanders, but this isn't about Kentucky. I don't know. All right, we're going to take a look at the answer on the other side. 28-7 at the half. It's Austin Peay leading Tarleton State. Welcome back into Stephenville, the Texan marching band doing their thing. All right, here was our question. Which famous bear hunter was from Tennessee? What was your answer?
Davy Crockett.
Yes, you got it right.
David Crockett.
That's amazing. He didn't wear a bear on his hat, on his head. He wore more of a raccoon. But
I want my.
Now, what do you have to say?
I just want to thank everybody, my social studies teachers, everybody involved in this. Yeah.
We're so proud of you. We're so proud of you for getting it right.
I want my cookie.
He's now 1 for 12 all time in Heckma's history. We'll be back with highlights in a moment. It's 28-14 at the break. Austin Peay in front thanks to the brilliant first half of Chris Parson.
Yeah, this is one of those throws that, look, you just can't miss, man. This guy Maxwell has had himself a phenomenal first half. This was another dot by Parson in the back, well, at the corner of the end zone there for Shamar Kirk. This was one of the throws, though, I think really put Kamari Maxwell on the map for me. The freshman coming down with his post, and you know that Melodor, he is waiting on safety help right there. And this was the one, man. Cody Jackson with the one-hander. Oh, he's just showing out right now.
And Parson, one more, just for good measure, to the freshman. Can't do it better than that. 28-14 at the break. Let's throw it down to Katie Goodman before the start of the second half. Katie?
Thanks, John. I had a chance to talk to Tarleton State's head coach, Witten. He had mentioned that, there was a group huddle right before he went into the locker room. We asked what was said in that huddle. He said, keep it simple. Just stick to the plan, stick together, keep playing. The winning is not out of sight yet. And when I asked him what needed to happen in the second half, he said, make plays. We got to make better plays. We dropped a couple here. Some things have been in the air. And so he just said, keep making those plays and get after it.
Thank you so much, Katie. And Tarleton State gets the ball first to start the second half with Heckma Harrison and company. I'm John Little. Heckma, on this first drive of the second half, what do you want to see from the Texans?
Yeah, I just wanted to get this ground game going. We came in, we talked about Hines, their running back, and we've seen some production from him, but get behind that running game. You're down by 14. Points are obviously important, but you got to make sure that you can just keep that offense on the sidelines right now because they're scorching hot.
Rosemond does get back to the 25 where it would have been had he taken the fair catch or let it be a touchback. Again, what does this game mean? Well, for Tarleton State, they can at least clinch a share of the UAC regular season title with a win. If Abilene Christian, who's down 21-13 at Central Arkansas at the break, if they lose there and Tarleton State wins, Tarleton State is UAC champions outright and get the automatic bid. But Abilene Christian has come back to tie that game at 21. Meanwhile, according to most, Austin Peay is a bubble team for the FCS playoffs. They're looking to make their case to get in. Flag comes down in the backfield. Big throw up the field. It is caught. And a great grab by Peyton Kramer, but I think this is coming back for a hold.
Holding, offense, number 60, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, I am sick for Peyton Kramer because this is a young man that had two big drops in the first half, and finally he's able to come down with one.
The hold's on Hunter Smith, the preseason All-American. And a 10-yard penalty makes it first down and 20 for Tarleton State. Number 5 Texans with one loss this season. It came on the road at ACU. They're 5-0 at home. They've won 7 consecutive at home. And Austin Peay only has one win away from home all season. It was in the opening game of the year against an FBS team, Middle Tennessee. Gabalis underneath, finds Cody Jackson, gets the penalty yardage back, +1. The second down for Tarleton State. So let's look at this holding call. Watch number 60 in black.
And you see him right here. Yeah, he has to hook him. If he doesn't, he is going to sack Victor Gabalis.
Looks like they have a stonebreaker coming in on the blitz for Austin Peay. Tarleton State back to a second down and 10 after the 10-yard hookup between Gabalis and Cody Jackson. Tylen Hines starts the second half at the running back spot. Hines picks up the blitz, throw over the middle, it is caught, and banging his way up near the 45, Trayvon West. It's a first down and a gain of 19 for 19.
Hey, John, what did I tell you? Victor Gabalis took those guys in the corner and said, hey, everybody, show me your hands. Use them. That's exactly what you're seeing. Great catch right there by Trayvon West.
Trayvon West has had a huge year, even after a scary moment at Abilene a couple weeks back. Handoff, Hines sees it break open, first down and more. Hines trying to break into the secondaries down to the 35-yard line. A 21-yard rip for Tylen Hines. He's nearing 100 yards.
The fire has been lit by Coach Witten under the seat of these Texans players. And you see it right there with number 1.
Play action, Gabalis has West open down the left sideline. West makes the grab into the end zone. Touchdown, 35 yards. Tarleton State had a holding call on the first play of the drive. Undaunted, Victor Gabalis leads the way, and it's a one-score game.
John, I told you, in 11 we trust, and they know that if you give Victor Gabalis time, he can deliver the mail. And Mr. West does it on that drive. He has a 19-yard catch for a first down, and he walks it into the end zone. What a catch. 2 catches in that drive by number 19. And again, Victor Gabalis with plenty of time and that just whizzes by the ear of Ellis. Time to make him pay for some of those late hands and mistakes that he's been making. And boy, Tarleton came out at halftime and they did exactly what they needed to do. Now the bigger question, John, is can this defense get a stop?
4 plays, 75 yards, and a $153 and a 35-yard touchdown pass from Caballes to West. And you're absolutely right, because the poorer side of the ball for Tarleton State was the defense in the first half. But Tarleton State's defense has been great in the second halves of games this season. And Tarleton State has outscored opponents in the second half 232 to 64 this year.
Yeah, this is, and you know Austin Peay, they know those numbers right there. And they're probably saying to themselves, uh-oh, we have got to try and stay point for point with these guys over the next 2 quarters.
What does that mean? Tarleton State gives up less than 6 points per second half this season. Poston kicks off. Williams, a returnable ball, but he calls for a fair catch at the 8-yard line. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. But the star of the show in the first half was Chris Parson. He didn't do anything wrong. 11 of 17, 189, 4 touchdowns. That was just through the air. By the way, a quarterback rating of 235.7 and 14 carries for 128.
Well, you got to make sure you corral this guy. We talked about his legs. You've got to limit something. You can't allow him to be good in 2 areas. Shut down something.
Parson has guided this offense to 347 in the first half. He's back to pass. Pocket holds up, underthrown and incomplete. Looking for Kirk. Second down.
A little bit of pressure as well. Like you said, definitely an underthrown ball in there for Chris Parson.
Came out a little weird, it looked like. Parson, though, what Jeff Ferris likes is he's just one of the best leaders he's ever been around. Parson, play action. Again, the pocket force goes middle, incomplete. Great play by Smith. Jaden Robinson still down after taking the big hit. But Blake Smith runs right through him and dislodges the ball. Third down.
Oh, man, this is one of those, it's a bang play. And you can't get any more form tackle than what you saw right there from the safety. But this is Parson just trying to thread the needle. And I dare say, just not making any guesses here, that he just got the wind knocked out of him because he took that one right in the stomach.
Certainly hope so. That is all it would be for Jaden Robinson. A lot of times in that kind of situation, you end up seeing a targeting called, but obviously Blake Smith did a great job to line it up and be as clean as he could, make a hit that would dislodge the ball that was also clean as well.
Yeah, this is the part of the game that is going to be forever changed, because Chris Parson throws a medicine ball in between 2 defenders. Now, the defender has a decision to make. Am I going to try and make a highlight reel tackle, lower my head? Because he absolutely could have. But the number one thing at that point was to dislodge the ball, and Blake Smith does that, but he does a great job of form tackling and not getting ejected from this game.
In Conway, Abilene Christian, trying to win the UAC, is up 28-21 on Central Arkansas, having taken over and outscoring Central Arkansas 15-0 since the break. But here, 28-21 Austin Peay. Governors are 2 of 5 on third down. It's a 3rd and 10. Kirk, the man in motion. Parson, 5-man run. Goes middle, and it is almost intercepted. Giovanni Melidor cuts the route intended for Kamari Maxwell. A big stop. 3 and out for the first time tonight for Austin Peay.
And Kamari Maxwell has to turn it to the DB on this pass, because if he doesn't get in there and try and tackle him and get that ball out of his hands, that's an interception by Melidor.
Already the fruits of a good halftime speech and brilliant halftime adjustments for Tarleton State. Logan Leftrick is the punter. Punting into the wind here, averages 40 yards a kick this season. Caleb Lewis waiting back at his own 35-yard line for Tarleton State. No pressure on this one. Leftrick lobs it up, and Lewis fumbles it out of bounds, but out of bounds it is at the 40-yard line. No harm, no foul. 35 yards on the kick and no return. Tarleton State has a chance to drive for the tie on the other side. Tarleton State Texans worried about their business. Down to a really good Austin Peay team, 28-21 early on in the third quarter. Back alongside Heckma Harrison and Katie Goodman, I'm John Little. Victor Cabales leading a quick touchdown drive right out of the halftime break in a touchdown throw to Trayvon West.
Yeah, he just came out again. The sense of urgency is completely different. Now, I know they had that holding penalty that erased the big play by Peyton Kramer, but they were not they didn't get down about it, and they just came out and continued to play.
Two tight ends on first down from the 40. Good field position for Tarleton State. And Cabales hands it to Tylen Hines. Sprints up the middle, past midfield, through a tackle at the 45. Ducking and darting at over 100 yards on the 20-yard burst to the 40 inside of Austin Peay territory. Tylen Hines is here.
This is a guy that I promise you, when he was a little kid, you didn't want to play tag with him.
Oh, no.
You couldn't touch him. Oh, what you got? This is like, which way is he going?
First career 100-yard game in a Texan uniform for Tylen Hines. First down again. Cabales play action. Looking. Now scrambling. Throws on the run and throws it away in the direction of Cody Jackson, but he was covered up by Raylan Manley, graduate transfer from Virginia Union.
That's the right play right there by Victor Cabales. Not taking any chances with the ball, and as you stated already, it has not been a turnover in this game, John, so no sense in turning the ball over here.
Now, Tarleton State has been marvelous on the defensive side, forcing 35 turnovers this season. On the offensive side, they've only given it away 7 times all year. Tylen Hines going to get it again. Look at the hole. First down and more. Hines inside the 10. Touchdown. Tylen Hines. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying it up in Stephen Peay.
Tylen Hines has come out here in this second half and with a man on a mission. And this offensive line for the Texans, as I stated to you, is the strength of this team. You got 5 guys up front that are maulers. And when you get number one coming behind that, and he is coming with a full head of steam, boy, I can't wait for this replay. You talk about hitting the line of scrimmage with a full head of steam.
Austin Peay, the best rush defense in the conference, but not tonight.
And Hines right here, again, there is no way they are going to tackle him. Tyler Hines said this second half, we are going to stand on business. We are all knotted up here in Stephenville.
So talk about a pivotal moment here, all tied up in the third quarter. Absolute energy shift. Looking around, you've got people on their feet, people raising their voices in the sideline. Truly electric over here for Tarleton State. You can see every single player on this sideline truly fully invested in what's happening in the game here right now.
Thanks so much. That's Katie Goodman with Heckma Harrison up here in the booth. I'm John Little. Tarleton State has outscored Austin Peay 14-0 in the first 3 minutes and 9 seconds of the second half to tie the game up. It was quick. Tarleton State doing it through the air on the first drive, and then after a 3-and-out for Austin Peay, Tarleton State riding Tylen Hines to the end zone. And now it's the Governors with their backs against the wall for the first time tonight. They've been playing with house money all evening. Now, how does Chris Parson play through pressure? We'll see.
Hey, I've talked about it, man, and one of the things that you knew, it was going to come down to those championship rounds, and this is where we are. If you're in a heavyweight fight, those first couple of rounds, they matter, but not as much as the later rounds. And this is where we are. Chris Parson has to respond.
Parson, 4 touchdown passes in this game. Offers it on first down to one of his 2 backs in the backfield, and Griffiths is able to wrap up Cortland Simmons, the third here, redshirt sophomore from Madison, Tennessee, Davidson Academy. 5-yard gain on first down.
This kid, Josh Griffith, he has, in that first quarter, he was in a blender just trying to figure out where Chris Parson was. I think they figured out something here defensively, and it's going to all hinge on number 10 being alignment assignment sound.
Groves in the backfield, gets it again on the cutback. Very close for the first down, and depends on the spot, but it looks like he's right on it.
Yeah, he is.
Following his center, Chandler Curtin, intelligent center, one of the finalists for the Campbell Trophy, the Academic Heisman.
Oh my gosh, I think That is not a good sign right there for the Governors.
Yeah, the freshman Groves has not played in the last 3 weeks. See, he does have a brace on that left knee anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly where he's going to, is the left knee that it's been injured.
It's good to see him moving it a little.
Yeah, healthy enough to play, but yeah, there's a good sign. Groves is up and he's walking on his own. He's not being assisted.
So Tarleton State's defense gives up a first down, but making those adjustments at the half. They have been really good.
This is a dogfight.
It is. And a long way to go in this dogfight. New running back. It's going to be Cortland Simmons. Simmons pursued by Bam Smith and drugged down by the senior out of St. Thomas Aquinas. Just a couple yards on the game. Smith changing his number from 17 to 7 recently. Looks good on him. Carson surveying on 2nd down and 6. This game tied for the first time in a while. Simmons splits out. Parson on the quarterback draw, and that hole got closed up quickly on him, and he only picks up 2 on the play. Angelo Anderson and Chisholm in there on the stop. 3rd down.
Yeah, this is one of those drives that may define the ball game for the Texans. Change the momentum, which that's exactly what they've done to start this 3rd quarter. But you got to continue to pile on these stops that you're getting.
It's 3rd down and 4 for Parson in the offense. They'll bring Caden Williams into the backfield. Snap it early. Parson. Happy feet. Parson, a full 360 spin. Late pressure, throws underneath. Has a man, but it has room to go. And the ball is out. He recovers it back at the 37-yard line, but he's erased right there. Jaden Robinson hit hard, and Omar Emmons able to clean it up on senior night.
And just, again, look on the outside. I talked about Josh Griffiths. He get pushed to the ground. He's getting up off the turf, just trying to do everything that he can to present some pressure. Ball is out right there. Great hustle, and that's gang tackling mentality for the Texans.
That's the 4th forced fumble this season for Omar Emmons. That is 2nd best on the team. Leftrick on to punt with a little half roll. Great punt. And Coffin corner punt.
Wow.
Inside the 2-yard line, out right at the 1. Wow. You can't do it any better than that. 61 yards for Logan Leftrick.
What a clutch punt. There's a lot of motion before the punt. But like you said, Coffin corner at its finest.
And from 61 yards out, you could understand from 30 or 40 out, but goodness gracious, a tip of the cap to the Austin Peay special teams. That was a big focus for Jeff Ferris coming into this one, knowing how good Tarleton State is. And if the Texans want to take the lead on this drive, they've got 99 in front of them. Austin Peay would love a safety. Gabalas handing off, and Lewis able to break it out to the left and pick up 10 on 1st down to get out of his own end. They'll give him the 10-yard line for a 9-yard gain. Breathing room.
Way to give your offense some breathing room right there for number 6, Caleb Lewis. How very necessary and needed was that?
He leads all Tarleton State rushers with 9 touchdowns on the ground this season. He'll come out. Tylen Hines is on. 2nd down and 1 at the 10. Tarleton State coming back in the second half to tie it up at 28. Hines. Wow, how did he make it out? Hines. Those skipping moves in the backfield to free himself for a 7-yard pickup and a 1st down to the 17.
I'm going to have to look at the replay to figure out how he made it out because I'm watching the game and I don't know how he did it. He's making baby steps right here and just side to side. Guys can't tackle him.
It's like he's inventing a new dance back there as he squeezes past Davion Hood. First down to the 17. Tarleton State looks for their first lead. Play action for Gabalis all day, fires near side and incomplete. Cody Jackson wide open with the coverage by Rishi Rashawn. Second down.
I think he slipped initially on this play. Has to get up at the last minute, but by that time the ball was already in the air.
After spotting Austin Peay, a boatload of yards, Tarleton State now only outgained by the Governors by 9 tonight. Second and 10 from the 17. Gabalis. Again, it's play action. Looks up the sideline. 9 route for Jackson. Too strong. Incomplete at the 45. Third down.
Yeah, they're trying to find something on the outside, and this defense, Rishi Rattan, in close coverage. And I understand from Gabalis, he's just trying to lead it and give his wide receiver an opportunity to run underneath it, but that was overthrown. No way Jackson's going to get to it.
Jackson may have felt like he was held up. You see how his shoulder pad is exposed on that left side. So 3rd and 10 for Tarleton State. 3 of 9 on third tonight. And they'll give it on a draw instead, and sweeping through tackles out past the 20, but shy of the first down is Caleb Lewis. And Lewis gains 7, leaves a 4th down and 3, and punting time for Tarleton State.
Trying to hit this team with a change of pace between these two running backs. It's a great game there by Caleb Lewis.
96 for Tarleton.
Just not able to get to the marker.
A good adjustment for Austin Peay after getting gashed the first 2 drives of the second half.
Yeah, look, this is Greg Jones understands that he can't continue to let this running game victimize him.
The punt, not a great one, end over end, and it is muffed. Ball is free. Tarleton State trying to come up with it after Ellis muffed it at the 36. The way it rolled over, it is going to be Austin Peay ball, as the deep snapper Reed Brass was the first one to get down there and nearly ripped it away. Austin Peay ball coming up.
Earlier this year, Austin Peay suffered an unimaginable loss. Their senior Will Hardrick passed away on May 6th. Head coach Jeff Ferris had said, Will was everything to us. We made a commitment as both players and coaches to honor him through our thoughts, words, and actions. Every week somebody gets the privilege of wearing number 0 because Will was going to wear number 0 this fall, this game specifically. Charles Cruz III will be wearing the number this week. He leads the defensive line, 34 tackles, had added a couple more here tonight. He said it's actually the highest honor in the program to wear 0 week after week. Their motto is, quote unquote, "We will." It's been their rally cry, Coach says. Will's father, Irvin Hardrick, is here in the stands today wearing his number.
He's tried to come to as many road games as he could, hasn't been able to make every one, but they made sure that he was here for such an important game as Chris Parson pulls it on the zone read and picks up 5. It has been, life's just not fair, Heckler. And, the Governors have done everything they can, though, to keep the memory of Will Hardrick alive all season.
That's unimaginable. And, what an honor, though, to continue to remember who he is. And they've taken the mantle in that.
Chris Parson, one of the guys who wore number 0 this season, throws underneath, complete to Kirk, makes a move, has the first down, trying to finish the play as Tarleton State looks to rip the ball out. They're very good at that. He's able to secure it out beyond midfield, down to the 47-yard line. A 15-yard gain, or rather an 11-yard gain and a first down for Shamar Kirk.
Yes, Shamar Kirk fighting for extra yardage. I think he injured himself.
Doing everything he can to fight for more yards into Tarleton State territory as Austin Peay looks to retake the lead. They've led by a couple scores a couple times tonight at 21-7 and 28-14 where we were at halftime. Into Tarleton State territory for the first time in the second half. Parson, handoff, trick play on the flea flicker. Parson has it back, lofts it up, has a man wide open. It is caught by Jackson Head, shouldered down by Kearns at the 25-yard line. 22 yards.
You get the double reverse flea flicker back. I mean, you got a lot of stuff working here all in one to be able to execute a play like that, and somebody's going to be running wide open.
That's exactly who it was, the tight end Jackson Head. He makes his second catch of the game, his 23rd of the season. Austin Peay makes a sub. Tarleton State gets 2 as well, bringing Owens in at linebacker and Tolbert in at defensive tackle. 1st and 10 from the 25. And off, sweeping left. Not much there for Cortland Simmons, just a gain of 1 to the 24.
Yeah, great job by the defense right there. James Tarrantine on the outside, big number 97. These guys just got to make sure that they stay in his way and not allow him to get to the 2nd and 3rd level. We've seen this running game. It has been operating at full tilt.
As a team running for 181 tonight. That's about their average, 180 on the season. Chris Parson has been the biggest part of that with 136. Splits Caden Williams out. Parson goes deep for it all and knocked away at the goal line from Kirk. Great coverage by Stephen Woods Jr. on Shamar Kirk.
And you're man-to-man on the outside, and Stephen Wood Jr. does a really good job last minute breaking this pass up. Hits his hands, though. Shamar Kirk can't come down with it.
Kirk already has a touchdown grab in this one. There is a man down at the goal line. Used to be a Tarleton State player, it is. It's cornerback Giovanni Melidor as a breakup in this game. Tarleton State head coach Todd Whitten coming to check on the senior Melidor, who wasn't able to play last year. Got a red shirt after transferring in from Benedict College, but a good sign there. He's able to pop back to his feet. Said he's dedicating this season to his brother who is battling cancer. Wants to serve as an inspiration to him, and the season has inspired a lot of Tarleton State fans.
So many of these guys have a why. You may see it written on their shoes. You may see it written on the wristband. A lot of these kids, they come into programs having a reason to compete their hearts out, and you just saw it right there from Giovanni Melidor playing for his brother.
Chris Parson faces a 3rd down 9. Austin Peay only 2 of 7 on 3rd in this game. Three receivers to the top. Parson facing a late blitz. Parson, nobody to throw to. Chased by Griffiths. Turns upfield. Has the first down. Cuts it back. Walking in to the end zone. Chris Parson. You just can't account for the athleticism of number 3. And Austin Peay retakes the lead on the 24-yard sprint.
Just when you think you've stopped him, just when you think you're finally making headway as a defense, trying to stop Chris Parson is like trying to herd cats. And that's an impossible task.
Come back to Texas. It's just not the same since you went away. And for Chris Parson, the return to the Lone Star State has been outstanding.
What a run here. And you see guys just in coverage, turning their backs on him, but man, even with an angle, what an outstanding play by Chris Parson.
Parson accounting for his 5th touchdown of the night. Number 36 of the year combined between rushing and passing, and he is only 1 touchdown shy of the all-time quarterback record in a single season in Austin Peay history.
You remember when this kid was in high school? He was just that dynamic.
I was at the game against Rockwall and Jackson Smith and Jigbo when, the starter went down, when Jaquin Jackson went down, Parson went in, finished that game. I absolutely did.
Yeah, he's just one. I mean, as a young quarterback, he displayed all of these things that you see right now, and just the maturity. The one thing that I've seen, the maturity with his leg, the way that he runs, he is so much more of a viable threat with his legs. I mean, before the kid could just throw. He can throw it all over the place. Now he's got an extra dimension to his game, and that's running the ball.
And heck, but he knows when to run. Some guys, when they're as athletic as he is, it's one read and go. I don't think that's the case for Parson. It's just that he can do it better than anybody, and so if all 3 of his reads are covered, then he goes, and that makes him so much tougher of a player to account for.
Impossible player to come against, because right there, you would think against an average quarterback, that's a coverage sack.
Right.
Because you got everything covered up, and that's Chris Parson just saying, okay, thank you very much. I'm going to find a way to get this one into the end zone, or at least pick up a first down. Unbelievable.
The Governors steady themselves and retake the lead. Trayvon West on the pop pass. Nice job by the Governors, covering it about as well as anybody has all season. Only a 1-yard gain. Will Middleton accounts for Trayvon West. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, offensively, you have to respond here. Talking about this squad being one of the best in the second half. Now it's time.
Tarleton State has been down most of the night. Victor Cavales trying to bring them back to even again. And it's Tylen Hines, who played so well early in the second half. And he continues to surge forward, picks up 6. What do you like about Tylen Hines? What has he showed you?
I just think he's so sudden, right? You think you have him, you don't. He takes those baby steps, and then the next thing you know, he is walking the dog. And so you just can't. Just when you think you have this guy, you don't. So I've called the game last week in a 61-0 blowout, and got an opportunity to see firsthand the kind of talent this young man has.
3rd down 3, low snap. And Hines runs into consternation. Turned away by DeMaurice Jenkins, the defensive end. The transfer from East Carolina comes up with a stop and the loss of 2. 4th down.
Boy, this defense is as advertised, and they are so stout against the run. And right there, you see it, boy. Number 11, DeMaurice Jenkins. What a play by number 11.
Victor Cavales feels the necessity. And this is a bad punt off the side of the foot. And out of bounds for Mullen. This is going to be up near midfield. The line of scrimmage was the 30. And 45-yard line, so a 15-yard punt. Austin Peay already up by 7, and now with a $1:34 left in the third, excellent field position to try to double the lead.
Now, sometimes the mistakes start to compound, and this is where your defense has to come up with a big play. We're talking about a defense that leads FCS in turnovers. They have fumbles, interceptions. That's their MO. And tonight, they just have not been able to turn this team over.
They're a team that turned over Army 5 times. They accounted for 6 turnovers last week, including 4 interceptions. Parson has not come close to turning the ball over tonight. Ball at the 45 of Tarleton State. Chris Parson has been in control tonight. And Parson hands it off. Back in there, great to see Isaiah Groves, who just grinds his way for some hard yards. 5 yards down to the 40.
Yeah, good to see him back in the game. There's something with his knee, but he's back.
5'11", 190 out of Cross Plains, Tennessee. East Robertson High School. Austin Peay, an explosive offense, but they are not in a hurry. Second down and 5. Parson again hands it to Groves. Groves into the secondary. First down. A 9-yard gain to the 31-yard line.
And again, you see this defense, they are eyeing number 3. They're not taking their eyes off of him. And because they're doing that, Isaiah Groves is able to pick up the first down. That's the benefit of having that dual threat quarterback. It just freezes linebackers and safeties.
Good lead block by Eli Sutton, the graduate transfer from UNC. Tarleton State showing a blitz. Parson with 20 seconds left in the third quarter, not snapping it yet. Hands off, and on the reverse, it's dropped by Kirk. Has it back, throws upfield, and Parson makes the catch at the 15. He's got to stop because his helmet comes off. Tarleton State wants a penalty for Parson continuing to play without a helmet, but it's a 16-yard pass play from Shamar Kirk to Chris Parson.
And if Shamar Kirk...
That's the end of the third quarter play. Timeout.
If Shamar Kirk doesn't bobble that ball, that's a touchdown.
Chris Parsons doing it all, running, passing, and catching. Fourth quarter next. Let's take a look at the Clark Real Estate Group house call of the game. It came from Tylen Hines, a big rip to help Tarleton State get back in it in the third quarter.
Boy, did they need that from Hines, and well, that was one heck of a performance on that particular run. We've seen several times where he's been getting closer and closer and closer, but finally you see the breakaway speed there for number one.
Tylen Hines helping Tarleton State get it even, but since then, Austin Peay brings Austin Smith in. Chris Parson had to leave because his helmet came off on the last play. They didn't want to use a timeout. And so the handoff goes to Caden Williams, and it's a big stick in the backfield. Angelo Anderson is there first. He lives in opponent's backfields. Second down and long, and Chris Parson immediately will come back into the matchup.
Well, sigh of relief for one play, and just like that, back on the field. That's great penetration right there, and the tackle for number 14, Angelo Anderson.
Austin Peay able to take the lead. Tarleton State unable to respond, and now Chris Parson trying to double it. Now this was in the red zone where they're so efficient. Parson spins the ball, steps up on 2nd and 15, escapes off his back foot, throws up the field, and just overthrown, intended for Jackson Head, backpedaling at the 10. It's 3rd and 15.
That's just Chris Parson on that play. He is losing his balance. It's just trying to do anything to get that one out to his tight end.
Austin Peay has an excellent kicker in Carson Smith, one of the best in the conference. 13 of 16 this year. The current UAC Special Teams Player of the Week after making 3, including a long of 50 last week against Sanford. But right now, from the 21, 3rd and 15, handoff, Williams, nobody's there, inside the 10 and spilled at the 5, 1st and goal.
What a great block on the right side of this offensive line, and Caden Williams is right. He is just one block away or one step away from getting into the end zone, and boy, nothing they can do right there. Boy, defensively, they were shut out.
Chandler Curtin, the center, blocking on Ty Rawls. Rawls felt he was held. 1st and goal from the 5. The Governors trying to retake control of this night and double up the lead. Parson, responsible for 5 scores already, steps up, escapes, chased by Woods, off his back foot, to the end zone, intercepted! The first mistake of the night by Chris Parson. And 5th-year senior Blake Smith has the 5th interception of his career on senior night. There is a flag down. We'll check it.
And I've been saying it. I said it at the beginning, when you have a guy that is so confident in his abilities as Chris Parson is, boy, that one right there, that was an errant throw, shouldn't have made it. And boy, this is a conference happening at about the 13-yard line. Huge call coming.
With the conference, you know it's something on Tarleton State, right? Because it doesn't matter if it was on Austin Peay. So the question is, what did they think they may have seen? If it's an illegal man downfield, it doesn't matter.
The result of the play is interception for a touchback. After the play was over, flagrant unsportsmanlike conduct, intercepting team number 10 for spitting on an opponent.
Wow.
That penalty would be enforced half the distance to the goal line, and he has been ejected.
Josh Griffiths has been ejected for spitting on the opponent. And obviously, if that's something that we have, we will show it to you, but evidently it came after Smith's interception.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Only the 5th interception thrown this season by Chris Parson, and takeaway number 36 this season as Josh Griffiths walks off the field. It won't be for the last time, though. Tarleton State will play home games in the playoffs, maybe multiple ones, but tough way to end your night for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to end it like that, and that's just one of those plays, boy, that tempers are flaring. Wow.
Takes some wind out of the sails. for Tarleton State in their comeback attempt. How much? Handoff to Tylen Hines, starts inside, bounces out. Hines, the fastest man on the field. He's near first down yardage. He gains 9.
We've seen all night where this defense has thought they've had him bottled up, and he finds a way to catch that corner, picking up 9, and his ever so slight. I think it may be a gain of just 5, and it's 9.
Originally from Mount Pleasant in East Texas, but played at Plano High School in the DFW area. On 2nd and 1, it cracks open, and he blasts for 5. Sandwiched by the duo of Montrez Smith and Will Middleton. On a first down for Tarleton State, looking to drive to tie it up.
That was a huge interception by this defense. It changed the tide. They needed it.
Yeah, they're about to go down by 2 scores, whether it was a field goal or a touchdown. Completely different complexion. Play action. Caballas has all day, juggling, grab not made. Incomplete for Trayvon West, who somehow, maybe he lost his feet. I'm not sure why he wasn't able to bring it in. It is 2nd down.
Well, he started this game with 2 clutch catches and a little bit of air on that one, but that's a ball you got to catch.
Yep. Officially for Tarleton State, it's drop number 3. Well, they haven't even given it to him yet, but there have been more than that for Tarleton State tonight. 12:15 left, 2nd down and 10 for the Texans. Caballas wings it, finds Cody Jackson, but a sure tackle is made by Ellis to keep Cody Jackson from picking up the first down on the gain of 9.
Well, that was close, though. It's like he is, yeah, it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. And let's see. Hines is going to stay in the game. They've been having Caleb Lewis, number 6, in. Guys have been rotating on drives.
So 3rd down and 1 for Tarleton State. Austin Peay looking for a big stand. 6 shadowing a 7th in the box. And it's play action, Caballas over the middle. And he puts it on Peyton Kramer for the first down.
You believe in that man's hands, and Peyton Kramer. And that's roomy to roomy right there. You know they have talked long hours about 3rd down.
He trusts him implicitly. Caballas to the right side this time. Jackson, good hands catch. Minimal gain of 4, but it keeps Tarleton State ahead of the chains, taking what the defense is giving them, down by 7.
That's just a play that's an extension of the running game right there. And Cody Jackson, strong hand catch. Right now, you see Austin Peay, they're switching up their formation. They've been switching to 4 to 3-man fronts.
Caballas hit and dropped. Will Middleton came through like Roy Williams, springing in the air for the sack. The senior makes his 2nd sack of the season.
And Miles, you know what? Here's your running back trying to make a block and take his legs out, but Will Middleton says, no matter to me, I'll go airborne to get this sack.
Will Middleton playing in his 3rd FCS school, a timely sack, 7-yard loss to make it 3rd down and 12 for Tarleton State. Victor Caballas facing a 3-man rush, steps up, fires middle, dropped. Parker open again. Would have had the first down, punting time for Tarleton State.
You're going to come back to film study tomorrow if you're the Texans.
Number 9 for Tarleton.
And you're going to talk to these wide receivers. And look, it's not a perfect ball. You want that ball for Victor Caballas to be on the receiver. But if your hands touch that ball, you got to catch it. You're extending out. I get it if you're Bryce Parker. Man, this is a moment in the 4th quarter where your team absolutely needs it.
Nolan punts it away. Had the 15-yard punt earlier. This is much better, obviously, as Ellis Jr. makes the fair catch at the 10. A stop by Austin Peay after the key sack. The Governors lead by 7. Oh, just about 17 hours from now, 16 hours from now, we will know where Tarleton State is seated in the FCS playoff. They'll go to the playoff, there's no doubt. Here's what Craig Haley thinks, and this was assuming a win tonight over Austin Peay. And seeing them as the number 4 seed going into the postseason. But certainly a loss to Austin Peay at home would drop them from the number 4 spot. Would that drop them out of a seed, one of the top 8, to get a first round bye? Well, we'll have to see. There's a long time to go here in Stephenville. Austin Peay has played awfully well. 35-28 leaders with Heckma Harrison and Katie Goodman. I'm John Little. Chris Parson threw an interception on his last drive on play action, goes up the sideline, and what a grab against one of the best corners in the country, Jaden Robinson, able to rip it away from Cassius Kearns. First down.
My question is, how does he get this ball in to Jaden Robinson? I mean, they're in close quarters right there, and that's just a gamble by Chris Parson.
Chris Parson playing with house money most of the night. Not afraid to try to hit it at the gambling table again. It's an 18-yard gain. 28-yard line. Misses on the flare out to Cortland Simmons. Incomplete. Second down and 10.
And that's just an easy throw right there from Chris Parsons, and he misses badly on that. But then you ask him to throw a 45-yarder, and it's a dot. Man.
He's got unbelievable talent. Made a name for himself this year with the way he's played. On the handoff, undercut. Cortland Simmons hit right at the line. Several players in there for Tarleton State, including Villalami Wolfgram. Third down and long.
They have been 4 for 9 on third downs. Big stop needed for the Texans.
Tarleton State has held Austin Peay to just 7 points in the second half after getting lit up for 28 in the first half. Parson, straight back to pass. Not much pressure, now it comes. Parson escapes, trying to do it with his legs, and he falls down. No gain at the 29-yard line, punting time.
Boy, good job by the defense. And Chris Parson is looking up the field, and everyone is covered. And like that last touchdown run that he had, like I said, it would be a coverage sack versus mediocre or average quarterbacks. Chris Parson is looking for an escape hatch, and that's a great stop right there for the Texans defense.
Saw Ty Rawls coming and just decided to give it up. On fourth down, Lefrick to punt away with a little wind behind him. He's got a booming leg. He unleashes it here with a great hang time. Lewis calls for the fair catch and then just lets it go. Oh, and then the Austin Peay player could have let it continue to bounce, but it just fell right into the arms of Austin Peay's gunner, Clayton Thomas. So Tarleton State gets it back down by 7 midway through the fourth.
We'll have it first down and
Welcome back into Stephenville. Tarleton State has one of the most talented passing games in Texas. The top 6 passing touchdown quarterbacks in Texas. And Victor Gabales right there on the list despite missing 3.5 games this year, and he has 2 more tonight.
He has been on fire this season, and he has this offense on a yo-yo. There have been times where he's just been one of the absolute best in football.
Victor Gabales will try to play through that visual image. 1st and 10 for Tarleton State from their own 16-yard line. Tylen Hines has been a revelation, but he runs right into 2 Austin Peay players. Montrez Smith was there along with Charles Cruz III, wearing Will Hardrick's number 0 this week. 2nd down and 11.
They give him forward progress where he only loses 1. I think that should have been more.
I think that's what Charles Cruz was saying too. That is a really good 1st down play and 1st down result for Austin Peay. Looking to play their way into the FCS playoffs. Hines sprinting left, big room, cut back, finishing the run. He's shy of the 1st down, picks up 9, leaves a 3rd down and 2 for Tarleton State, which has not been a money down tonight.
It has not, and again, this is a young man that just knows how to run to daylight. He elects to cut that back because of Miles Wiley with the angle. I would love to see if he just kept going forward. Maybe a stiff arm would have done it.
3rd down and 2. Hines again. This time it's blocked up. And Hines bangs his head on the turf as he goes for 5 on the play. Hines nearing 200 yards rushing tonight.
And that was tough yards right there. You talk about him banging his head. This is just some tough sledding this 2nd half.
He's at 17 carries for 192. Tarleton State, if they win this game, they can split the UAC title with ACU. ACU won the head-to-head, so they would get the automatic qualifier, and they are now blowing out Central Arkansas in the 4th quarter, 49-28. Gabales, play action, up the field, and miscommunication with Cody Jackson. Jackson cuts off the route. 2nd down.
And these two have been lockstep this entire season. But that's just the one time that miscommunication, boy, and cost them, man. They had an opportunity right there.
2nd down and 10 for the Texans. 29.
Victor Gabales tonight, 16 of 34 through the air for 198 and 2 touchdowns. Trying to lead a Tarleton State comeback at home and finish unbeaten at home this season. Gabales. Here comes the twist. Fires up the field. Catch made. 1st down for Cody Jackson. Forward progress to the 44-yard line. A 15-yard hookup.
Dare I say they came back to the same play?
Yeah.
Different formation, but this time they connect.
Ellis doesn't want to get beaten over the top. 5:10 left. Clock rapidly expiring on regulation. Tylen Hines sees a seam, has the 1st down and more. Stutter stepping the footsteps down to the 36. 24 yards. He's well over 2 bills. 1st down, Tarleton State.
It hadn't been pretty, but I'm telling you, when he breaks away, there ain't anybody that can step with this kid. And Hines has been so clutch tonight.
He's up to 2:16 on the ground. 1st down from the 36. Play action. Hines picks up the blitz. Throw over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Wow.
Intended down the seam for Peyton Kramer, and a good job to knock it away by the defensive back, Luke Williams.
And I want to see this replay. Does he get there early?
I was wondering.
Because Kramer, there it is right there. That's tough. That is tough, but we'll call it good coverage.
36-yard line.
He was with him step for step, and he gets the benefit of the call. 2nd down and 10 at the 36. Here comes the blitz. Gabales off his back foot, has Kramer, makes the catch at the 21, first down. Good read by Victor Gabales against the blitz.
And he's seeing this pressure in his face, and Victor says, my roomie's down there somewhere. Way to come up with the first down catch.
It's the fourth grab tonight for Peyton Kramer. They're on the cusp of the red zone, looking to tie up the game. Gabales, blitz again, stands, delivers, catch made by Marquise Willis. First and goal, down to the 7-yard line. Another 14-yard gain through the air.
How many receivers is Victor Gabales going to throw at before this night is over? Everyone's got a ball in that wide receiver room.
Tarleton State is trailed a couple times by 14. Trying to tie it up again. Play action, Gabales gonna run for it, cuts it back, 5, touchdown! VG on the ground, the mustache for 6, and Tarleton State an extra point away from tying it up with 3:33 remaining.
In 11, we trust. And Victor Gabales, you talked about this guy missing a few games this season due to an ankle injury. And he says, I don't care what's hurt. I got to get to the purple. And he does that. Comes up hobbling a little bit at the end of that play, but that's just all heart for Victor Gabales.
Victor Gabales, dual threat quarterback at its best. What Chris Parson can do, he says, I can do it too.
Yeah, I like the way you're thinking right there. It's a little different when number 11's running the ball, but hey, it's effective.
Victor Gabales, 242 through the air, 2 touchdowns passing, but it was on the ground from 7 yards out that he scampers and draws number 5, Tarleton State even with Austin Peay, 35-35, 3.5 to go.
Yeah, it's just what a gutsy performance this second half has been. They've gotten it at every level. Doesn't matter, special teams, defense, offense, running back. But Victor Gabales, in these moments where he's needed to come up big, he's made it happen.
Abilene Christian has defeated UCA 49-28. They are the regular season champions in the UAC and the automatic bid secure Thanks to their head-to-head win over Tarleton State, Tarleton State can still claim a co-championship, the same record in league play as ACU if they're able to complete this comeback. And Tarleton State has outscored Austin Peay 21-7 since the break. But the great equalizer, the Governors have number 3 on their side. They've got Chris Parson.
Yes, they do. And you got to beware of him. And it's unfortunate Josh Griffiths is out of this game, because I tell you, was one of those guys that in the start of the third quarter, he was just, he was shutting down that run, but then they found a way to have some more success.
See if they start with his own read. Yes, they do, but it is a handoff to Cortland Simmons, and he runs right into Angelo Anderson and his buddies like Pius Jenga. A loss of 1 to the 24.
Angelo Anderson has also had an impact in this game. You see him chasing it down from, no, that's number 13.
Yeah, Jenga got in there.
Jenga.
Yeah. Anderson stood his ground, and Jenga came in from behind. Number 18 ACU, it's a final now on the stripes, 49-28. Congratulations to the Wildcats for earning the automatic qualifying bid. 2nd and 11, Parson, deep, right side, has a man, over the shoulder grab! Put it perfectly on Shamar Kirk into Tarleton State territory, out of bounds at the 40. It's a 36-yard gain.
And Shamar Kirk has been quiet for a lot of the second half, but that's just routes on air. That throw and catch from Parson to Kirk. What a ball.
And the clock starts to become an issue. 2.5 remaining. Can Chris Parson execute a game-winning drive against Tarleton State? From the 40. Handoff. The freshman Groves again.
Ball's out.
The ball is out, but the whistle blew, and it was recovered anyway by Nick Hilliard. And Austin Peay will likely let this dwindle to the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, Parson's going to have to be careful with that ball here to execute this drive. And
2-minute timeout.
I don't anticipate them going for it all on one play, but boy, they've got to get down into field goal range.
2 minutes to play. Austin Peay trying to play their way into the FCS playoffs. Bubble Team FCS may have done enough in this game on the road against one of the best teams in college football to make their case to the committee to make the FCS playoffs as an at-large team. But if they beat Tarleton State tonight, they are most assuredly in, tied at 35 in Tarleton State territory 2 minutes to play.
This is a dangerous team, as we said in the open, on the bubble and playing for survival.
Chris Parson throws it out. Williams on 2nd and 10, races down the sideline, has the first down, stays in bounds all the way down to the 20-yard line, and they're in field goal territory now after the scamper by Caden Williams.
And we've seen that easy throw from Chris Parson. He has dirted it time and time again, but not this time. He's able to get it out. Boy, Caden Williams gets up again and says, oh, I'm so close.
Chris Parson up near 300 yards passing. He's accounted for 5 combined touchdowns and more than 450 yards of total offense. $1:34 left. Both teams with all their timeouts. Parson hands it off. Williams hit. And Chisholm won't let him go. Or rather, it's Robert Rios. A 1-yard loss to the 21, and Tarleton State calls
timeout.
Their first
Tarleton
of
State,
timeout.
their first of the half,
Gotta
30
make
seconds
sure
in
that
the
you
link.
get rid of these timeouts. Stop this clock. In the event they do kick this field goal, give your offense a chance for something last second. What a game. What a game this has been. Back and forth. That first half, look, John, I really thought that Austin Peay, I thought they delivered the knockout blow in that first half. It just seemed, it looked like Tarleton didn't have an answer. And we knew they were going to make a comeback. Third quarter, they did not let us down. 2 really quick scores to start things off in the third. But the Governors, they have that never say die attitude. And Chris Parson, to me, no matter what, he has been the MVP of the night. So you talk about a kid that's putting on a show back at home.
Maybe the offensive player of the year in this league, going up against the preseason offensive player of the year. 2nd and 11, just outside the 20. Parson, he's going to keep it himself. Parson, not able to get there. Goes down at the line of scrimmage. Tarleton State calls the timeout with 1:14 left. Omar Emmons helping to track him down. It's 3rd and long.
This isn't going to be
Timeout.
an easy
Tarleton State, their
field
2nd
goal
of the half,
either.
30 seconds in link.
Carson Smith, if it's going to be field goal attempt time for Smith, he is, again, one of the most excellent ones in the league. Over the last 2 years, he's 26 of 36. This season, he's 13 of 16 with a long of 50. It's well within his range right now. So do you play for the, do you look to try to pick up the first down, or do you play for the field goal here?
I look to pick up the first down.
Yeah.
I mean, and as awesome as he's been all season long, we have our destiny in our hands, and we have Chris Parson. I play to win it. I play to win it, and I play to put it on my offense. That guy right there, you see trotting out, Chris Parson, he has had himself one heck of a day.
Tarleton State has not lost at home since a last-second loss to Abilene Christian last season. They've won 7 straight here at Memorial Stadium. Chris Parson has only won once away from home all season. About 14 left, 3rd and 10. Parson, quarterback draw. Parson bounces. Parson leaps. Got loose with that ball for a moment. He's down shy of the first down at the 12. Timeout, Tarleton State.
Their 3rd and final of the half, 30 seconds in link.
It's a chip shot, 29, maybe 30-yard field goal coming for Carson Smith to try to give Austin Peay the lead.
Did you see the leap from Chris Parsons? Don't tell me. Chris Parsons tells me everything you need to know about the mentality of this team right now. They don't win, even though as clutch as their kicker is, Chris Parsons right there was trying to get to that first down marker.
Out there trying to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Man. All right.
So Carson Smith can tie the single-season Austin Peay record for field goal makes if he's able to nail this. And he would give Austin Peay the lead on the road against the number 5 team in the country with about a minute to play. Gavin Myers, the backup, or one of the 2 punters, is the holder. Deep snapper is Clayton Thomas Jr. 29-yard field goal for Carson Smith to put Austin Peay back in front. The kick is good. Money time for Carson Smith. And with 1:01 to play, Austin Peay has the advantage on Tarleton State.
You see those guys, you see how they were trying to block that kick with everything they had. The Texans, they came after it. That was great execution by your field goal unit, and they get it done. Up by 3, 1:01 left, and a great strategy. Again, you use all your timeouts to preserve as much of the clock as you possibly can, and now you put it on your senior quarterback.
An 8-play, 63-yard drive and 2:32. Austin Peay has the wind behind them as they kick off here. And Carson Smith has the kind of leg that can get it through the end zone. Tarleton State has capable return men and good blockers out in front like Omar Emmons. But Jeff Ferris's team from Austin Peay, 4-8 a season ago, trying to go to 8-4 in the regular season this year. Double their win total and assure themselves of a playoff bid. West and D'Angelo Rosemond are the two back deep. But again, that kickoff unreturnable. And Victor Gabalis and Tarleton State start at their own 25-yard line. Number 11 in black has a chance to further cement his space in Tarleton State lower.
Well, we have one turnover on the other side for Austin Peay. This entire game, that one in the back of the end zone. They find a way to make amends for Ed, and they get down and they kick this field goal to go up by 3. You're right, John. They come back and at least tie this thing up with 1:01 on the clock. Talk about a guy that probably will get a building named after him. Victor Gabalis Hall.
No doubt. On first down, just a 3-man rush. Gabalis unleashes it, and Ellis is the only man there, makes the interception. There is a flag down, though. There was a lot of contact. Let's see if it stands or if this is pass interference. There's a flag at the 40.
Big call coming up here.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So wipe off the interception, and Tarleton State will be out to the 35-yard line.
They finally catch Ellis. Being a little too handsy on the outside, and so I'm going to finish this play and run right underneath it. But I think he knew the flag was already out.
Ellis would have been his first interception this season. Blitz look from the 35. Tarleton State trying to get in field goal range at least. Gabalis, plenty of time. Deep over the middle. What a grab! Racing across by Cody Jackson. He's down to the 45, a gain of 20.
What a catch by Cody Jackson when you need it. 2 coming up big.
With 44 seconds as Gabalis snaps it. Throws left, and it is incomplete, nearly intercepted in the area of Willis. A lot of contact by DeAndre Creary.
Whoa. Man, that right there, man. Talk about letting them play.
Creary may have gotten away with one. You imagine if he came up with a pick there. Austin Peay trying to make a stop and knock off the number 5 team in the country. Tarleton State out of timeouts. And Gabalis
can't.
He's sacked at the 45, and Tarleton State has no timeouts left. He was just trying to get to the sideline and get some yards and get out of bounds. It is 3rd down and long. Snap back, pressure, up the middle, incomplete. Cody Jackson a little bit behind that one. And it's 4th down and the game for Tarleton State.
This is where you got to make it count, and you know for sure that this defense is going to back out.
4th down and 11 for the Texans.
They're going to back all of the way out right now and try and keep everything in front of them.
Timeout. Austin
Ferris
Peay,
takes the
their
timeout.
first of the half. 30 seconds in Lincoln.
So right now the ball's at the 45.
Wow.
Along this season for Corbin Poston is 50, but Tarleton State has to have the first down anyway. They would have to get the ball to at least the 34 to pick up the first down. Tarleton State is out of timeouts. Austin Peay uses one here. So the point is, if Tarleton State is tackled in the field of play, they've got to hustle down and spike the ball to give themselves a chance at a game-tying field goal.
Yeah, I think you got to prioritize a lot right here. If you can get the first down to the boundary and get out of bounds, then you take it. Or if you can make magic happen, you do that. You got to try and figure out which one you want to do, because if this takes 5 seconds or more to get this ball out of your hands, that's going to leave you 11 seconds. Then you got to hustle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Can you do all of those things? That's the question.
Austin Peay trying to knock off Tarleton State. It's 4th and 11. Gabalis heated up again to the sideline. Catch made. And out of bounds at the 32. It's enough for the first down. The officials coming together. They say, yes, it's a good catch, and yes, it's out of bounds with 11 seconds left. The 4th down pickup between Gabalis and Trayvon West.
Like I said, John, you throw it to the boundary. You know the clock is going to stop.
Wow, what toe action.
Yes, sir. That's all you needed.
And now you're trying to make it a more manageable
The
field
ruling
goal
on the field
attempt.
of a completed pass is under review.
Whoa.
And the ruling is under review. And this is for the game.
This is for the game.
Now, initially it looked like his toes were still on the ground. What do you think?
Right there,
Catch.
it's a catch. It's a catch.
Now, he's got to complete it.
Yeah, he caught that.
Yeah, and as long as he completes it, yeah, that's a catch. Absolutely.
It's a catch.
Trayvon West, on a night where Tarleton State receivers have struggled to make grabs, the crowd reacts to the Jumbotron view, feeling that he has made the grab. So if this is a good catch, and we believe it is, 11 seconds left, no timeouts left for Tarleton State at the 32-yard line of Austin Peay. Everything to the boundary, right?
Everything back to the boundary. You cannot get tackled in bounds because, again, you got to hustle back to the line of scrimmage. Either way, I may take a shot here. I may take a shot.
Why not, you know? And it also depends on what the coverage looks like. And on that side of things, if you're Austin Peay, what kind of coverage do you play?
Well, first of all, you saw how far back they were, and they were playing it to the sticks, and that will make your coordinator
After review,
upset.
the ruling on the field is upheld. First down, Tarleton State. Please set the game clock to 12 seconds.
I appreciate the
12 seconds on
suspense
the
and
game
all,
clock,
but-
and the clock will start on the snap.
Ruling is upheld. And Tarleton State brings the field goal unit on, to me, kind of surprisingly here.
Please put 12 seconds on the game clock. 12 seconds on the game clock.
And when you try it on
Thank you.
first down, there's a chance, you know, if there's a bad snap or something like that, you could try to run a play instead and get another look. But this to tie it, Corbin Poston, the hometown kid, played right here in Stephenville. 49 yards to try to tie it.
Timeout.
And possibly
Austin
send it to
Peay,
overtime.
their second
but
of the half,
first,
30 seconds
the
in the lead.
timeout called by Austin Peay.
Wow. I guess, you know what, look, this is the, I don't even want to call it conservative because it's 12 seconds. There's a lot that can go wrong. You can get sacked. That's the ball game. You got to rush back to the line of scrimmage. You got to get all your receivers back. A guy can get tackled in bounds, and then that could equally drain the clock. Look, lesser of two evils. Go for it now. Go for the field goal right now.
Well, at least you know you're going to get a shot.
Yes.
Tarleton State, they know their playoff spot is secured, win or lose. Now a top 8 spot, not so secure. For Austin Peay, they've probably done enough tonight to prove they should be in the FCS playoffs. I would be surprised if they weren't in there. But What a win it would be for this program. For Tarleton State, looking to keep the regular season winning streak alive, and now Tarleton State has rethought it, bringing the offense back out there.
All right.
So Victor Gavalis out there with 4 receivers. West, the single receiver to the bottom of your screen. 3 to the top, including Cody Jackson, furthest to the boundary. 12 seconds left. Gavalis, no pressure, wings it near side. A grab is made again by Trayvon West. Another wonderful catch by West at the 24 with 8 seconds left.
There you go. Like I said, you're conservative, not wrong. But if you can get a little closer and play it to the boundary, why not?
So Corbin Poston is on. 41 yards on the field goal. He's 3 of 7 this season. Snap, low, hold, down, kick on the way. It has the distance. It is good! With 4 seconds left in regulation. The hometown kid, Corbin Poston, fire me up, ties it up at 38 in this classic between Tarleton State and Austin Peay.
This game is something special. I think that was the right call. Great job, Coach Todd Whitten, trusting his quarterback to make the right throw. But how about the leg? He had plenty of space on that play. Even if it was 40, I think he still would have knocked it down at 49.
I agree. Wonderful job by Charlie Mullen, the punter, to take in the bit of a low snap, get the hold down, and Poston coming up with the clutch kick. Each team has made a field goal in the final 2 minutes of this game to tie it up at 38. And we seem destined for overtime with 4 seconds left in regulation. Poston is kicking off into where there was wind, but right now the flags on top of the goalposts would indicate that there is little to no breeze in Stephenville. Corey Richardson is the man back deep. But it's going to be a squib kick. Picked up, fallen on by Jay Scoglin. 3 seconds on the clock. And overtime that much away.
This game has been so good. Nobody wants this thing to end.
Oh, come on. Yeah, this is
Nobody
great.
wants this thing to end. But I keep playing this one. And talk about the heart of a champion in the Texans. They battled all the way back from that horrible start to this game to tie it up. Victor Gavalis with some clutch throws to the boundary to get his field goal team closer.
Tarleton State has never led in this game, but they're tied again at 38 after the clutch 41-yard field goal by Corbin Poston. And on the other side, we'll set up overtime. Number 5, Tarleton State, 7-4 Austin Peay to wrap up the regular season. Welcome back to Stephenville. What a night for Jeff Barris's team, but they're destined for overtime. Here are the rules. Each team gets possession from the 25-yard line in the first 2 overtimes. In the second overtime, you have to attempt a 2-point conversion. Can't go for the extra point. And then, unlike back in the day when they went to 7 overtimes down in College Station, you get alternating 2-point conversions starting in the third overtime. And we start with a coin toss. John Kellermeyer wants to check those Duracells, but they put Chandler Curtin out as the Governor's representative. Cassius Kearns and Victor Caballas for Tarleton State. Of course, Curtin will call it. Explaining the overtime rules here in Stephenville. Tarleton State has won an overtime game this season. The 2 overtime victory at Army. Looks like Austin Peay has won the toss. Normally, when you win the toss, you start on defense, and it looks like that's going to be the case. Tarleton State will have the ball first at the 25-yard line to start 0-2.
Yep, got to get out. Get out on them right away, starting at the 25-yard line. Those overtime rules. And again, offensively, I think Victor Caballas and this offense has found their stride. I'll look for these guys immediately. Try and get to something. Maybe try and hit them on first down right away in the end zone.
The numbers are just very even tonight, Heckma. 511 yards of offense for Tarleton State, 546 for Austin Peay. Tarleton State about 7 yards per play. Austin Peay 7.5 yards per play. It's just been a very well-played game all the way around.
Yeah, and I think it's been the second half of Tarleton. They've exploded offensively. Running game, and number one, man, he's shown how special he is.
Hines going for 212 tonight.
Yeah, Hines has been on fire. But I know who I'm going to, and that's the guy with the white sleeves, Cody Jackson.
Jackson at the top of your screen. Joyner in motion. Instead it's Hines. Big cutback. And Hines caught from behind, trying to push the pile. Maybe picks up 3. Good job by the interior of that defensive line, including Charles Cruz III.
He looks like he's bottled up, and he finds a way to get away from defenders.
Chris Brown also in there defensively, the nose tackle spot. 2nd down and 7 for Tarleton State at the 22 in the first overtime. Ball start. Almost looked like the center just didn't snap it.
Wow. And yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. They were on 2 separate snap counts.
So a false start on Smith and Hatch. And Tarleton State will have a 2nd and 12. So they bring the tight end out and go with 4 receivers. Kramer and Parker in as the slots. Hines still the running back from the 27. Caballas to the air. Goes up the sideline for it all. Cody Jackson makes the grab. Touchdown. And for the first time tonight, Tarleton State takes the lead.
John, who did I tell you to go to?
You told me to go to the dude with the white sleeves.
And that's number 2, Cody Jackson. And you know what Cody said when that ball was in the air?
Mine.
Got him again. Got him again. Oh, man, what a battle between those 2 on the outside. But what a ball from Victor Caballas.
3rd touchdown toss of the night for Victor Caballas. They're confirming the play, making sure it shouldn't go under the hood. All replays come from upstairs in overtime.
Oh, man, money ball.
And Brad Larson to try to make it a 7-point lead. Tarleton State has climbed the mountain. Now they're over the peak. And they lead by 7 after the first possession of the first OT.
Oh, Blaine, show me this again. Victor Gabales with the throw and catch. That was identical to the one in the first half. Did he do it one hand? Did he get it one hand again? He got him again. Oh, my God. What a play. What a game.
And Ellis Jr., he's not beaten by much, Heckma, maybe half a step. He is right there, but Victor Gabales, he has been diming guys all year. That is 25 touchdowns, just 4 picks.
Oh, man. If you could just know what's going on in that man's head right there, he's probably like, I am so happy number 11 is on our team. What a throw. Now your defense has to come up big.
The camera shaking as the crowd is enthralled. Chris Parson has been enormous tonight. Can he tie it up? Of course, the legs of Parson. Parson dashing. It's wide open. Parson, his second touchdown on the ground tonight. He does it in one play. An extra point could tie it.
Chris Parson. That's a designed run, or at least whatever they called. He said, look, I'm going to do it again myself.
But it's winning time for Austin Peay. They want to. They want to win it right here. The offense staying on the field. One play to try to knock off the number 5 team in the nation and ensure Austin Peay of a playoff spot. Before the play, timeout, Tarleton State. The one they had for this overtime.
Chris Parsons is Superman.
Chris Parson, 194 on the ground and 2 scores. 293 through the air and 4 touchdowns. Here's your offensive player of the year in the UAC.
Yeah, that's a design run. And that defense split, and Chris Parsons says, I know exactly where to go with this ball. He has been so dangerous. They have had no answer. Take me through there. And he gets it done. Oh, man, Chris Parsons. What a night.
Chris Parson tied Javon Craig in 2019 with his 37th touchdown responsible for this season. He did it in just 12 games. And now, he and the Governors have a chance to win it in OT. They're ready to go back to Clarksville with a win. Tarleton State trying to win it too. Parson, the snap, the sprint out. Parson looking, lobbing, over the head of Kirk. Incomplete. And Tarleton State beats Austin Peay in overtime. 45-44. A classic senior night statement in Stephenville.
What a game. And John, Chris Parsons had a man open.
It was there for Kirk.
It was there. And he missed it. And this team played their heart out. Here it is again. Chris Parsons air melded.
But is there any doubt in your mind that Austin Peay is a playoff team after what you saw from them today?
Oh, none whatsoever. None whatsoever. And that's a gutsy call by their coach. Basically saying, look, we're not going to, we trust our quarterback. We're going to put the ball in his hands, and we go as he goes. No, that's a vote of confidence. And this team, with their running game and that defense, well deserving of a playoff berth. But what a game.
What a game. And for Tarleton State, a gut check as they head into the playoff. They're the co-champions of the UAC. And at 11-1, that should solidify a spot in the top 8. Tomorrow we'll see where they're seated.
Yeah, selection committee tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, but there's no doubt that they're in. I think they came up against a team that was absolutely hungry, and they did it.
Champions of the United Athletic Conference.
Well, Tarleton State victorious, and in a 45-44 win for Tarleton State. Todd Whitten, the head coach of the Texans, is co-UAC champions again, and he is with Katie Goodman.
You ready? Let's go.
Coach Whitten, talk about a hard-fought game here to culminate the season. Just thoughts.
Yeah, just outstanding. That's who we are. That's the way these guys have played all year long. We're 11-1 conference champs. We're going to get a bye in the playoffs, it looks like. So, yeah, a lot to be thankful for. I'm certainly thankful for this football team out here.
How does it feel to be conference champs right now?
Just unbelievable. So happy for our players and our fans. We've got the best fans anywhere. Our players never gave up.
Talk about the emotions that went through the game, the last 30 seconds, getting into regular time, and then this final play.
We just stayed the course, and that's what you got to do to win championships. I'm really proud of our coaching staff, our players. Just amazing the job they did tonight.
It's senior night. Talk about the impact of your seniors.
Yeah, the best senior class in the country. They've led this team all year long. Can't say enough about them.
Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Katie.
Talk about a great season.
And so Tarleton State waits on their fate, but go undefeated at home. And so in 2 weeks, most likely, they will be playing at home and trying to make their way on eventually to a national championship. What aspects of this team for Tarleton State do you feel have national championship potential?
Yeah, I think your offense, I think your quarterback, Victor Gabales, has showed you all season long, with the ball in his hands, you can trust him. The receivers didn't have the best game of the night. But I tell you, when they needed it in crunch time, those last couple of seconds, as Katie was just talking about, you had some guys that made some big-time catches, guys like Marquise Willis, guys like Peyton Kramer, and none other than Cody Jackson, who had an outstanding night tonight. You know, I can't say enough about the resiliency of this squad. If they wanted to get down on themselves and not perform to the level going down the stretch, they would have been well within their right. But they had a never say die attitude, and what a great win in championship.
And Tarleton State celebrates as co-champions of the UAC this year. And again, 11 o'clock Central Time tomorrow, the FCS Selection Show. So for everybody involved in this broadcast, including Heckma Harrison, Katie Goodman, Blaine Temez, and everybody, this is John Little giving you the final score. Tarleton State 45, Austin Peay 44 in a classic. All games airing on the ESPN network, so streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of the UAC and ESPN. Good night from Stephenville.